Congratulations to Blue Planet for obtaining the transmigration qualification. Only humans aged 18 to 50 will be selected for transmigration. The disabled and infirm have all been fully healed. All other humans will be placed in temporary stasis. Once the novice protection period ends, transmigrators will be teleported beside their family members. Those without living relatives will be sent to separate novice zones to survive and gain experience. Please finish all preparations within 10 minutes. Good luck to you all. Ding. Congratulations to Blue Planet for obtaining the transmigration qualification. Only humans aged 18 to 50 will be selected for transmigration. Please finish all preparations within 10 minutes. Good luck to you all. A mechanical, emotionless voice echoed across the entire Blue Planet. In an instant, chaos erupted across the globe. The roar of vehicles and the clamor of crowds filled the air. Some people lost their minds amid the shock. Ha ha, I've made it. I've finally made it. The era belonging to me, Yi Chun, has finally arrived. Is this an auditory hallucination? No. It must be a hallucination. It absolutely has to be. Others could not accept what was happening and tried to convince themselves they were imagining things. Ha ha ha. I don't have to pay my car loan or mortgage anymore. I just finished paying off my mortgage yesterday, no. Ha ha. I've read countless online survival novels for 30 years. You have no idea what those 30 years were like for me. Scenes like this unfolded in every corner of Blue Planet. Meanwhile, one man remained utterly calm. The moment he heard the mechanical voice, he began hastily gathering supplies. Right. I need compressed biscuits, lighters, heavy-duty clothing, an iron pot. Inside a rented apartment, Bai Chuan moved methodically, muttering to himself. His figure looked rather odd. Despite the sweltering summer heat, he wore layer after layer of thick clothing, even draping quilts over his body. Bai Chuan panted slightly. All the rushing around had left him winded. He felt no surprise at the announcement because he was already a transmigrator. This would be his second time being pulled into another world. In his previous life before arriving on Blue Planet, Bai Chuan had been a newly graduated college student. One ordinary day, as he stepped into the bathroom to take a shower, he slipped on a bar of soap and died on the spot. Thinking back on that memory, Bai Chuan could only sigh in helplessness. Truly, a fragile college student, defeated by a bar of soap. Ever since he arrived on Blue Planet, he had anticipated the possibility of another transmigration. He had run through countless scenarios in his head. Another fantasy world? A modern-style realm? A high-power martial arts world? A realm haunted by supernatural entities? He had considered them all. To cover every possible risk, he had run multiple practice drills. Military shovels, fire axes, down jackets, large, capacity backpacks, lighters, and more were all prepared. Glancing down at his watch, fewer than 3 minutes remained before transmigration. Bai Chuan was already fully ready. Bai Chuan stared at his reflection in the mirror. He was equipped from head to toe. A tall, bulging backpack hung on his back, stuffed full of food, water, daily necessities, and various medicines. He had cold medicine, painkillers, bandages, and other supplies. On his head sat a safety helmet and cold weather beanie. A face mask and goggles covered his face. An iron pot was even strapped to his chest. Bai Chuan checked the time. Less than 10 seconds left. He counted silently in his mind. 10, 9, 8, 6, 3, 2, 1. BZZZT. Brilliant white light wrapped around Bai Chuan. A wave of dizziness washed over him, which faded in the next second. Regaining his senses, he tightened his grip on the fire axe in his hand. The familiar solid weight reassured him, and a faint smile tugged at his lips. I've got this in the bag. His moment of relief was short-lived. Heat washed over his body. Ugh, it's so stifling. I'm going to overheat. Bai Chuan quickly stripped off his heavy layered outfit to cool down. While catching his breath, he looked around and found himself inside an old, beat-up pickup truck. Stretching out endlessly straight ahead was a long, empty highway. Highway survival? Bai Chuan muttered to himself. No matter what kind of world this was, his head start put him far ahead. In short, he had nothing to fear. Right then, the familiar mechanical voice sounded once more. Congratulations on arriving at the highway survival game. Here, everyone starts from zero. Will you live, or will you die? Warning, protect your vehicle. It may be your only shelter. Good luck. Novice protection period, 71 hours, 59 minutes, and 59 seconds. Buzz. Translucent blue interfaces popped up before every person's eyes. Regional chat channel has been activated. Regional trade market has been activated. As the announcement echoed inside everyone's minds, the regional chat channel immediately flooded with messages. Current population, 10,000/10,000 Sector 1. Sector 1, 483. Oh my god. This is actually real. Sector 1, 289. It's boiling hot here. What kind of terrible place is this? Send me back home right now. Sector 1, 298. Has anyone read the Novice Protection Period Notice? Are we safe for now? Sector 1, 379. Hey, has anyone opened their Novice gift pack? I got a case of bottled water, a kilogram loaf of bread, and a stone axe. Sector 1, 1688. Wow, it's true. I got exactly the same set as you. Sector 1, 578. Plus 1. Sector 1, 573. Plus 1. Sector 1, 2848. Same here. Sector 1, 3838. Comma. Watching the rapidly scrolling chat feed, Chuan spotted a small backpack icon in the lower left corner of his interface. Click to view. Ding. You have received one case of bottled water 12 by 500 milliliters, one 1000 g loaf of bread, and one stone axe. Ding. Gift pack updated. You have received compensation from your homeworld. Rank talent. Enhance. Only a small number of people awaken talents. A. Rank is the maximum for most. Enhance. Chuan asked quickly, what exactly does it do? A description popped up in response. Enhance. Can enhance any single item once, raising its quality by 1 tier. Cooldown, 24 hours. Can enhance anything, 1 day cooldown. Chuan processed the talent's description. Drawing on all the survival novels he had read, he decided to take a risk. The 1 day cooldown gave him nothing to lose. He spoke at once. Use enhance on talent. Enhance. The talent displayed before his eyes trembled violently. Ding. Abnormal bug detected. Bug has been repaired. An abnormal bug? Just as I suspected. Chuan checked his talent. It had transformed completely. SSR, rank talent. Infinite enhancement. Infinite enhancement. Can enhance anything the host has laid eyes on. Raises its quality by 3 tiers. An item cannot be enhanced again after this process. This talent itself cannot be enhanced further. No cooldown. Seeing this overpowered talent, Chuan's eyes lit up with excitement. Perfect, absolutely perfect. I'm set for good. Without delay, he used the talent on a bottle of mineral water in his hand. Alohum rang out. The water in his hand transformed. Mineral water refreshing mineral water physique boost potion, gene potion blue quality. Gene potion blue quality raises all physical attributes of the consumer by 50 points. No further effect upon repeated consumption. Evaluation. Surpass ordinary human limits. Rewrite what it means to be human. You become a new breed of human. The plain description promised unimaginable power. Chuan wasted no time. He lifted the vial, which looked like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, and drank every drop. He smacked his lips. It had no distinct taste, yet a warm current spread throughout his whole body. The most obvious change showed on his arms, which grew more muscular. Firm, defined abs formed on his abdomen, powerful yet well proportioned. He pulled out a small mirror to check his appearance. His looks were only slightly below the level of mainstream public figures. Satisfied, he thought about his stats. Display personal attributes. Chuan human rank. First, order unlock second. Order when all attributes reach 70 talent. Infinite enhancement SSR. Rank physique. 60 base human attributes are all 10 agility. 60 strength. 60 mental. 65 normal human maximum for each stat. 15. Item quality tiers. No tier white, green, blue, yellow, black, purple, orange, red prismatic. Chuan curled his lips into a smile. Now I lack nothing. In that case, I'll enhance everything I've got. As he pointed at item after item, the old pickup truck was filled with constant transformation sounds. This one, and this one too. Ding. Down jacket enhancement successful. Down jacket oversized down jacket constant. Temperature protective suit blue quality. Evaluation. Wear this, and I dare jump straight into magma for you. Ding. Fire axe enhancement successful. Fire axe white quality sharpened fire axe star. Splitting axe yellow quality evaluation. Cuts through metal as if it were paper, unstoppable. If you want to cleave apart stars, this weapon will oblige. Ding. Compressed biscuit enhancement successful. Compressed biscuit 3, day ration biscuit ultimate satiation biscuit blue quality evaluation. 1 biscuit keeps you full for 20 days. Hunger? You will never know its meaning. Ding. Gasoline enhancement successful. Gasoline high. Efficiency gasoline universal gasoline blue quality evaluation. Gasoline compatible with every type of vehicle you can imagine. Sufficient for roughly 30-day use. Ding. Ding. After finishing all his enhancements, Bai Chuan poured the universal gasoline into his pickup truck. He hesitated over whether to enhance the truck itself. He decided to hold off. 3 enhancement tiers were available, and wasting them on the truck at this early stage would be a poor choice. Display current vehicle status. The status panel for his pickup appeared. Vehicle, first, order pickup truck condition, worn, out durability, 70 max speed, 80 kilometers per hour fuel level, 70% 100%. Requirements to promote to second, order vehicle, 0/50ths iron ingots, 0/30ths glass, 0/100ths rubber, 0/50 genuine leather, 0/1 first, order beast core. Bai Chuan frowned. His vehicle was in rough shape. He opened the regional trade market and started driving forward at the same time. As for a driver's license, that was irrelevant. All kinds of odd goods were listed on the market. Some people even traded underwear for drinking water, and shockingly, others actually took the trade. Bai Chuan shook his head, witnessing the full spectrum of human behavior. The traded item was clearly an extra, large men's pair. Finding nothing especially valuable, he turned back to the chat channel. Sector 1, 282. Has anyone driven further down the highway? Does anyone know what lies ahead? Sector 1, 8283. Ha ha ha. I've already driven 10 kilometers. Guess what I found? A treasure chest. I pulled a bucket of instant noodles out of it. Sector 1, 2392. Is that real? Are treasure chests scattered along the highway? I haven't spotted a single one. Sector 1, 2883. You have to get lucky to find them. Sector 1, 1092. I found one 50 kilometers ahead. My guess is they spawn roughly every 50 kilometers. Sector 1, 5478. Humph, empty talk. How do we know you're not lying? Prove it if you can. Sector 1, 2938. At 5478, what's your problem? Why would people lie for no reason? You just want others to hand you stuff for free. Beside an old van, Zhao Biao kicked a treasure chest that had rolled past him. He chewed his bread, crumbs flying everywhere, and stared hard at the message from user 2938. That was Zhao Biao, user number 5478. Back on Blue Planet, he had been an idle drifter. He lived hand to mouth, often stealing takeout food from near university campuses to get by. Humph, damn user 2938. If I ever find out who you are, you'll regret crossing me. News of highway treasure chests caught Bai Chuan's interest. He pressed harder on the gas pedal. Thanks to his greatly enhanced physical abilities, he spotted a wooden treasure chest beside the road from 1,000 meters away. Moments later, he stood beside the chest. Wooden treasure chest may drop supplies and low-tier blueprints. May also yield nothing at all. Come on, may yield nothing? With my terrible luck, I'd definitely get nothing out of this. Whatever. I'll bring it back to the vehicle first. He shut the truck door and used infinite enhancement on the chest. Ding. Wooden treasure chest enhancement successful. Wooden treasure chest black. Iron treasure chest, brass treasure chest, silver treasure chest. Silver treasure chest has a chance to drop blue quality items. Evaluation. How did something like this end up here? Early. Game, you will definitely appreciate its contents. Open the silver treasure chest. Bright white light burst forth. Bai Chuan peered inside. Spring water blue quality times 1 bottle. Stir, fried scallion beef, 500g, rubber times 100. Wow, actual beef. Well then, time for a meal. Even as he prepared to eat, he enhanced the 3 new items. Ding. Spring water enhancement successful. Spring water stream water spring well purple quality. Spring well produces 1,000 liters of water every day. Anyone who drinks its water gains a random +5 to 1 attribute. It possesses powerful healing capable of reviving the dying and mending grievous wounds. Warning. Anyone with physique below 30 who drinks its water will burst apart and die. Evaluation. Bring back the dying and mend the dead. I will snatch souls straight from the hands of death. Ding. Stir. Fried scallion beef enhancement successful. Stir. Fried scallion beef scallion. Braised treasure. Mountain beef blue quality. Scallion. Braised treasure. Mountain beef. Grants +100 strength to the consumer, bypassing rank-based stat limits. No further effect upon repeated consumption. Evaluation. Rank-based restrictions mean nothing here. Raw. Overwhelming power. Ding. Rubber enhancement successful. Rubber times 100 rubber times 1,000 rubber times 100 000 100,000. Evaluation. I could open a full-scale rubber factory with this stockpile. Ding. Congratulations. One of your item stacks has exceeded 10,000 units. You have unlocked achievement, 10,000 Unit Tycoon. This achievement grants 1 bonus item of matching quality every time you open a treasure chest. Ding. Do you wish to hide your name and user ID when announcing this achievement publicly? Hide. Ding. Congratulations to Sector 1 for unlocking achievement 10,000 Unit Tycoon. Achievement leaderboard has been unlocked. Ding. Congratulations to Sector 1 for unlocking achievement 10,000 Unit Tycoon. Achievement leaderboard has been unlocked. Sector 1 regional chat channel. 4839. Wow. Barely half a day in, and someone's already unlocked an achievement. Are we even playing the same game? 38. What's the 10,000 Unit Tycoon achievement actually do? If you're that player, tell us. 2992. I just checked the leaderboard. Only one person has that achievement so far. Maybe it's not that important anyway. 78. Hey, you with the achievement, stop keeping secrets. We're all in this together. Spill what the reward does. Everyone agrees, right? 91. Exactly. Hiding that information is plain selfish. More than that, you ought to look out for the group. Wooden treasure chest black. Iron treasure chest, brass treasure chest, silver treasure chest, gold treasure chest, platinum treasure chest, diamond treasure chest, sovereign treasure chest, star, forged treasure chest, emperor, grade treasure chest. 389. Are you two working together? Why should that player owe you anything? If you care so much about helping others, why don't you give away your own food? 91. Why are you defending some unknown person? What a suck up. 2992. At 91, you two seem sketchy. Everyone driving out here, stay alert, watch out for troublemakers. 398. For real. Back on Blue Planet, those two were probably the kind of people who cared only for themselves. 999. That comeback was brilliant. I didn't see that coming. 555. Are those two agitators? Too bad I lost my 50,000 unit resource stockpile. 9284. Ha! What an entertaining drama. A bald man tightened his grip on his dagger. A scar sliced across his face. This was user 78, Wang Ying. His eyes darkened as he read the mockery directed toward him in chat. He bared his teeth in a cold grin. Go ahead and run your mouths. If you stood in front of me, you wouldn't be so quick to joke. Back on Blue Planet, Wang Ying had been a street thug who got into constant fights. A blow during one brawl left the permanent scar across his face. He had earned a local nickname, Dragon Brother. Humph, user 91 might be worth teaming up with. Reading the unfair demands directed at the hidden achiever, Bai Chuan simply shook his head. Petty troublemakers. You will regret this soon enough. He blocked both users without a second thought, then savored the power granted by scallion, braised treasure, mountain beef. Warmth flooded his body, and explosive power surged through every muscle. Bai Chuan human talent, SSR, rank infinite enhancement rank. First, order strength, 160 physique, 60 agility, 60 mental, 65 evaluation, rank. Based barriers mean nothing. I have grown tremendously powerful. He possessed overwhelming strength for the early survival phase. The surge of power felt incredible. After savoring his improved physical condition, he began testing the spring well. It has strict drinking restrictions. What would happen if I add just a drop of its water to ordinary bottled water? He acted on his thought immediately, dripping one drop of spring well water into a regular bottle of water. The item description updated at once. Bottled water, green quality. No special consumption restrictions. Each serving grants a random +1 attribute point and can treat minor injuries and cold-like ailments. Bai Chuan smirked. Perfect, exactly what I hoped for. He listed it on the regional trade market. Listing, 10 milliliters green quality bottled water in exchange for either 10 iron ingots, /10 glass, /10 genuine leather /1 beast core. Message privately if you possess blueprints. Remaining stock, 49 bottles. Word will spread soon. Now I simply wait for trades to roll in. Ding. You have received 10 iron ingots. Ding. You have received 10 glass. Ding. You have received. Sector 1 Regional Chat Channel 9389. Has anyone else seen that green quality bottled water listed in the trade market? 8338. Green quality bottled water? What does it even do? 4869. I glanced at it. It was posted by user 1. Before I could read the full description, every listing was snapped up. I thought it was spoiled junk at first. 3039. No. I almost got it just now. My attribute points 2828. Don't you guys know? That's the green grade farmer's fist. A single sip randomly grants 1 attribute point. I happened to get 10 iron ingots, so I traded for some. 3888. Who on earth snatched the last share? Must be someone with terrible luck. Inside a purple stewed fish head chariot vehicle, the good-looking Zhang Ling quickly drank the green grade farmer's fist she had traded for. Her condition shifted slightly, though not dramatically. Feeling her constitution rise by 1 point, Zhang Ling's lips curled into a faint smile. Glancing at the 2 remaining bottles of green-grade Farmer's Fist in her backpack, her earlier nervousness eased a little. Still, she decided to make the best of her situation. Thankfully, this highway survival start had not pushed people to the brink. For now, her circumstances were little different from her life back on Blue Star. She had grown up in an orphanage. The only person she cared about, Granny the orphanage director, had passed away years ago of old age. Those who had looked after the old woman said Granny had doted on Zhang Ling most of all, hoping she would move on and live her own life well. Back in her university days, Zhang Ling had visited Granny often. Advanced in years, Granny could no longer remember many things. Her own children worked away from home year-round, and in her final days, she only recalled a young girl named Zhang Ling who kept coming to see her. On Blue Star, Zhang Ling scraped by on part-time jobs. She lived alone with almost no close friends. Zhang Ling human talent, luck class A unique. Explanation hidden, the lingering care of Granny rank, Tier 1 strength, 8 constitution, 8+1 agility, 7 spirit, 10. I still have 2 portions of green-grade Farmer's Fist. I wonder if that seller has more stock. I'd better ask. Making up her mind, Zhang Ling sent a private message to player number 1, attaching a blueprint. Once the message went out, she paid no mind to any potential reply, closed the chat channel, and kept driving forward. She believed she was genuinely striving to stay alive. She might not live luxuriously, yet she would find a way to survive. Luck finally turned in her favor. After driving nearly a full day and opening multiple treasure chests, she obtained 20 iron ingots, 10 pieces of glass, and 2 blueprints. Small water condensing pouch blueprint. Condenses 500 milliliters of water per day. Condensation starts at midnight and finishes after 6 hours. Assembly requirements. 1 transparent water-resistant membrane. 1 clean plastic bottle, stones. Water condenser, blueprint grade, white. Condenses 1 liter of water per day. Condensation starts at midnight and finishes after 1 hour. Assembly requirements. 1 small solar photovoltaic panel, 1 small cooling fan, 1 semiconductor refrigeration chip. Zhang Ling thought it over. The water condenser would slow her development at this stage for not that much extra water. The small water condensing pouch suited her perfectly. Meanwhile, Bai Chuan rubbed his hands. The requirements to upgrade to a Tier 2 vehicle had all been met. He only needed to trigger the advancement. Upgrade. BZZ the pickup truck shuddered, its entire appearance thoroughly transformed. Tier 2 vehicle upgrading. 10 seconds remaining. Ding. You are the first player in this zone to upgrade to a Tier 2 vehicle. You have earned the achievement Rapid Ascent, which reduces vehicle upgrade time by 20% for every future promotion. Do you wish to conceal your name and player number for the zone announcement? Conceal. Bai Chuan knew better than to draw unnecessary trouble. He also felt confused. Both chat channels and the trade market only displayed player numbers, so why would announcements show names? Ding. Congratulations to From Zone 1 for being the first to advance to a Tier 2 vehicle. Achievement Rapid Ascent granted. Ding. Congratulations to From Zone 1 for being the first to advance to a Tier 2 vehicle. Achievement Rapid Ascent granted. Bai Chuan set the question aside. Still, growing too powerful brought its own troubles. The treasure chests he encountered throughout the day had also leveled up. It was not bad luck. In fact, his luck remained fairly good. He pulled several purple-grade blueprints. MTUMB 883 Ka 501, Prison Fire, Universal Hybrid Reinforced Engine Grade. Purple, operates reliably between -50°C and +50°C. Compatible with 90-ton heavy-duty vehicles. Peak output reaches 2080 horsepower. Evaluation. What? Is this the Prison Fire? A masterpiece of Rheinmetall metallic arsenal. Looks like they are back in business. Assembly requirements. 1. Constant temperature military-grade dust-free workshop, sealed against sand and moisture. Air dust content must be 100-fold below military standards. 2. Complete set of special alloy forged blanks, ceramic valves, graphene-coated components. No civilian substitutes available. 3. High-precision CNC assembly machine, torque calibrator. Every screw must be tightened in 3 torque phases. 4. Staring at this luxurious blueprint, Bai Chuan could only sigh. He had no way to build it right now. Moreover, assembly required a Tier 6 vehicle. Ugh, where am I supposed to get these materials? Leveling up too fast really is a headache. Vehicle, Tier 2 pickup truck condition, brand new durability, 100 speed, 120 kilometers per hour fuel level, 96.7%. Besides that, he obtained 2 more blueprints, 1 for a water storage pool. Their assembly materials proved far too hard to source, so he stored them away. Bai Chuan pondered whether he should leave some treasure chests untouched in future encounters. His combat power was sufficient. What he lacked were daily use supplies. He had not expected to finish the Tier 2 vehicle upgrade today. One requirement called for a Tier 1 beast core, yet he had driven all day without spotting a single living creature. Darkness fell. On another highway not far from Bai Chuan's location, a middle-aged black-haired man with a white bandage wrapped around his head sat inside an off-road vehicle, breathing heavily. His tight-fitting black clothes were crusted with dried blood. Recalling his recent ordeal, Pan Song shuddered with lingering fear. When he had approached a treasure chest intending to open it, a large feline beast had burst out from the desert beside the highway. Though feline, its size matched a tiger from Blue Star. At the critical moment, Pan Song spun aside and dodged its pounce. Relieved yet confused, he drew on his background. Back on Blue Star, he had been the son of a hunter. Federal reforms had eliminated hunting by the time he reached adulthood, and he had earned his living as a fitness coach. Even without practical hunting experience, he knew what large predators looked like. It struck him as odd that the beast had missed at such close range. Staring hard, he spotted floating text above its head. During new player protection period, combat power reduced by 50%. Countdown, 63 hours, 39 minutes, and 29 seconds. Is this the new player protection period? Before he could think further, the desert cat lunged again, letting out a low snarl. Pan Song relaxed slightly. This was not an overwhelming mismatch. After a grueling fight of attrition relying on his stamina, Pan Song killed the beast. For some reason, the creature kept pressing its attacks. When the beast died, its status panel popped up. Desert Sandcat Feline Strength, 18-9 Constitution, 15-7.5 Agility, 20-10 Spirit, 5-2.5 Pan Song skimmed the stats. Using his backpack's built-in camera function, he took a photograph, then disassembled the corpse. Ding! You have obtained Desert Sandcat Meat times 50, Cat Hide times 50, Tier 1 Beast Core times 1. Pan Song sat in his vehicle, catching his breath. He had sustained injuries in the brutal fight. He hurried to search the trade market for medical supplies. Green-grade Farmer's Fist, posted by Bai Chuan, appeared in the results alongside scattered items such as cold medicine. As soon as he finished reading its description, its remaining stock dropped rapidly. Without hesitation, Pan Song traded cat hides and the beast core for 6 portions. After drinking them, his wounds healed noticeably. He felt fortunate to have survived. His years of fitness training had saved his life. Without it, he would have perished. Not everyone else shared his good fortune. Zone Chat Channel Zone 1 members, 9,939/100-003948. Does anyone have bandages? I ran into a tiger-like beast. I slammed my door shut in time, but I fell and scraped my knee. 1192. That's no tiger. I fought one too. Looks tiger-esque, but it's a giant cat. 3948. Really? How can a cat grow that big? 2939. Aren't we supposed to have new player protection? Why are there deadly beasts? 4992. Check the member count. People are dying. 3838. Is this even the new player protection period? How are players dying? 2848. A friend of mine is gone. I saw his icon go dark on this channel. He got curious about the desert off-road and drove straight into it. He was bragging an hour ago, then his icon went black, just like logging out of a game. 5848. Logged out? Could they have gone back to Blue Star? Watching us from over there. 699. Don't take stupid risks. I also met one of those beasts. There's a marker showing 50% reduced power and a countdown matching the new player protection timer. Here is the screenshot of the Sandcat's stats JPG. In the image, Pan Song's bloodstained stone axe was visible in his right hand as he stood beside the fallen Sandcat, creating a stark contrast with the huge feline corpse. Pan Song uploaded the photo he had taken, sparking numerous reactions. 3939. At 699, that's insane. You solo killed it. 3111. Its stats are already higher than mine. I could never pull that off. 3939. Huge respect for sharing. Seems like at 699 is the only one who took one down. Carry us, boss. 699. I'm no boss. Without the green-grade Farmer's Fist, I would have barely survived. Also, eating this meat benefits your physique. Over time, it raises attributes. 9827. Those potions are like divine medicine. They heal wounds and boost stats. At 1. Kind soul, will you restock soon? 2292. Only 50 portions total. Wish there were more. 5748. Someone selling green-grade gear on day 1. What a good-hearted player. Hey, could that achievement holder be player 1? 1938. That makes sense. We just never see their name. 5838. Hurry to the trade market. Player 1 is selling water again. 21. Why didn't you say so sooner? Bai Chuan was living comfortably, earning resources passively. He received several private messages, one from Zhang Ling, 10,000. Hello. I have a water condenser blueprint. Can I trade it for some of your water? Timestamp, 1 hour earlier. Interested in the water condenser blueprint, Bai Chuan replied. Send me its assembly requirement details. Shortly after, Zhang Ling sent an image listing the blueprint's assembly requirements. Bai Chuan studied it. Components such as solar photovoltaic panels were not exceptionally high-grade. It might actually be buildable. A single white-grade blueprint alone is not enough to trade for my green-grade water. Zhang Ling was mid-sip of water when Bai Chuan's reply popped up. Puffing her cheeks, she typed back. I understand. I also have iron ingots. What would you consider fair? Do you have a steady supply of iron ingots? If you can source them reliably, sell them to me, and I will pay with green-grade water. Let's become friends. Delighted by the message, trading for green-grade water was an outstanding deal at this stage, Zhang Ling replied. All right. I will contact you whenever I get iron ingots. Ding. You have received a friend request from Player 1, Zone 1. Accept? Yes. The friend list interface appeared beside her backpack. It showed, Friend, Player 1 Zone 1, online. A short note read, Hello, this is Player 1. Everything felt surreal, yet tangible. For the first time in this strange new world, Zhang Ling felt a flicker of warmth. Inside his pickup truck, Bai Chuan hunted for the components required by the newly obtained water condenser blueprint. Through persistent searching, he tracked down parts in the trade market. Curious where Player 3829 had acquired such items, Bai Chuan offered extra water in exchange for information. That player had worked with water condensing equipment back before transmigration. He owned solar panels and related hardware, but lacked a blueprint. The system blueprint filled that gap, a stroke of good fortune. With blueprint and components ready, Bai Chuan shouted, Assemble. BZZ, a water condenser materialized in front of him. Among his mostly blue-grade gear, this white-grade device looked oddly out of place. Upgrade. Ding. Water condenser upgraded successfully. Water condenser solar, wind condensing water device, universal, mobile water generation base grade. Yellow. Universal mobile water generation base grade. Yellow. Produces water non-stop, 1 liter per second. No cooldown. Does not occupy backpack storage space. Evaluation. Maybe I can actually create an ocean? Bai Chuan's eyes lit up, gazing at this resource-generating powerhouse. Combined with spring water sources, he could become the zone's primary water supplier. Night deepened. Roars echoed along the dark highways, drawing beasts toward the nearest vehicles. Safe inside his truck, Bai Chuan enjoyed beef hot pot while his vehicle's air conditioner ran. Life was quite pleasant, yet the night felt eerily quiet for some reason. Zone Chat Channel Zone 11981. Why are beasts roaming at night? I cannot keep driving. Tier 1 vehicles don't even have headlights. 2829. No good options. I have a stone axe. I can fight by opening and closing my vehicle door to draw aggro. Otherwise, my vehicle durability will get wrecked. 1927. Total darkness. How are we supposed to fight blind? 389. Simple. Swing your axe the second you yank the door open. Total surprise attack. 2827. Fight these beasts while you can. New player protection is running out. This is practice for later. 7878. Easy for you to say? Come help me. My food is gone. Give me yours. 2827. Are you out of your mind? Get lost. 7878. I'm starving. You are all letting me die. I curse every last one of you. 6949. You are the one who deserves to die. 2838. He's just lost his mind. Ignore him. 2918. He probably hasn't even moved 1 kilometer, just sitting around waiting for handouts. 1938. This is all part of the trial. We will have to face these dangers sooner or later. No use clinging to the past. Many players perished through that night, most of them those who refused to take action. Anyone willing to wield a stone axe and fight from behind their vehicle doors usually managed to kill attacking beasts. Bai Chuan noticed something strange. Numerous beasts lingered around his truck but kept their distance, as if afraid of something. His constitution was far above average. He felt no fatigue after staying awake all night. Dawn broke. 8 o'clock in the morning. His old wristwatch had transformed into a new device. T-on-Eye detector grade, blue, detects living and non-living targets within a 3-kilometer radius. Acts as your vehicle's third eye. Evaluation, haha, where are you hiding? I can already see you. Bai Chuan studied its circular radar display. Red markers signified hostile entities, yellow neutral, green friendly. Only scattered hostiles showed near his truck. No yellow or green contacts appeared. So far on his journey, he had not spotted a second vehicle besides his own. He suspected each player occupied their own highway, at least in the early phase. Display current vehicle status. Vehicle, Tier 2 pickup truck condition, brand new durability, 99 speed, 120 km per hour fuel level, 95%. Display Tier 3 vehicle advancement requirements. Ding. Tier 3 vehicle advancement requirements. High precision glass times 100, basic armor times 1, explosion-proof layer times 1, electronic circuitry times 1, explosion-proof tire times 4, iron ingots times 1000, vehicle core times 1. Ding. Achievement rapid ascent active. Advancement requirements reduced by 20%. Current advancement requirements. High precision glass times 80, basic armor times 0.8, explosion-proof layer times 0.8, electronic circuitry times 0.8, explosion-proof tire times 3.2, iron ingots times 800, vehicle core times 0.8. Evaluation, land-based beast? Someone please stop me. Is this really for Tier 3? Where am I supposed to source all these parts? Ding. Congratulations to all players for surviving your first day. You have demonstrated basic survival capability. New player protection period countdown, 47 hours, 59 minutes, and 48 seconds. Keep fighting to stay alive. Ding. Congratulations to all players for surviving your first day. You have grasped basic survival skills. New player protection period countdown, 47 hours, 59 minutes, and 48 seconds. Keep fighting to stay alive. The familiar mechanical announcement boomed across the world. Bai Chuan glanced upward toward the huge countdown hanging in the sky. He had expected this. He needed to speed up preparations for his Tier 3 upgrade. Zone Chat Channel Zone 1. Current members, 9,522/100-002848. Wow, so many gone. Over 400 dead on day 1. At this rate, almost everyone will die within a month. 2283. Are you stupid? Stop jinxing us. 256. My gasoline is nearly gone. Can anyone spare some fuel? I will repay you handsomely. 3838. Same boat. Though I still have 2 full tanks, that should last quite a while. 3948. Has anyone else noticed how much hotter it is? Must be hitting 40 degrees. 3949. You're not wrong. 2999. How can you tell? 5939. My thermometer reads 36 degrees. We are in the same zone, so temperatures should be roughly similar. 5478. So what if it's hot? Our leader already upgraded to a Tier 2 vehicle. Tier 2 vehicles have air conditioning. Most of you will never gather enough materials for an upgrade in a week. 6478. He even gives us iced water. What do you lot have? Ha ha. 7478. Stick with our leader and you get food and supplies. Keep being jealous. 8478. Swearing allegiance to our leader is the key to surviving the end of the world apocalypse. Some users with the suffix 78 were boasting on the chat channel, claiming that joining their group was the way to go, an obviously unwise proposition. Inside a van, Zhao Bing wiped sweat from his forehead. He had not slept a wink all night, and countless scratch marks marred the vehicle's body. Zhao Bing stared intently at the chat feed. His vehicle's durability had dropped to 40%. Beasts had attacked through the night. He had assumed they would give up once they realized they could not get inside, yet they kept hammering away at the van doors without pause. Daring not to step outside and fight, Zhao Bing's beginner-issued stone axe had accidentally shattered. Helpless and unarmed, he sent out cries for help. No one offered free assistance. Only one user numbered 78 sent him a packet of chili powder. User 78 told him he owed nothing in return, save for joining their faction. The membership fee was 1 loaf of bread, but as Zhao Bing would be their very first recruit and a founding member, he qualified for half-price admission. Zhao Bing agreed at once, uttering words of thanks. Half a loaf of bread seemed a trivial cost. Once the chili powder was scattered out the window, the beasts finally retreated. Gasping for breath, Zhao Bing resolved to show his gratitude to user 78. Damn it, why won't more people join us? The membership fee is only 1 loaf of bread. Zhao Bing fumed. Only a handful of players had signed up, far too few for their ambitions. Bai Chuan pressed forward along the highway as usual, yet a strange feeling gnawed at him. Why was a villa materialized up ahead on the road? He glanced at the newbie protection period countdown floating in the sky and relaxed. With my stats and the newbie protection buff, I've got nothing to fear. He pulled up at the villa gate and studied the building carefully. Ding. You have entered the beginner level instance. Ghost Villa. Instance duration, 3 days. Newbie protection period active. Difficulty reduced by 50%. No early withdrawal permitted. Clearance rewards determined by individual performance. Current villa occupants 19/20ths. Bai Chuan smiled upon seeing the number. They were saving a spot just for me. In no hurry to go inside. He sat in his vehicle and checked over his gear. Bring this, bring that, and don't forget this one too. He hefted his star, shattering axe, decked out in full blue-grade equipment that cut an imposing figure. Star, shattering axe quality, yellow damage strength scaling, plus 100 requirement, strength greater than or equal to 40. Titanium, alloy full, body defensive suit quality, yellow defense constitution scaling, plus 100 requirement, constitution greater than or equal to 50 evaluation. I stand right here, and you cannot lay a finger on me. Resistance boots quality, blue resistances spirit plus agility scaling, plus 60 spirit, plus 30 agility requirements, spirit greater than or equal to 40, agility greater than or equal to 20 evaluation. You still won't outrun me. Penetrating sunglasses quality, blue, read stats of targets no higher than your 3rd tier. Evaluation, you hold no secrets from me. Display personal status. Ding. Bai Chuan human talent. SSR infinite level, up tier. 1st tier strength, 160 plus 100 constitution, 60 plus 100 agility, 60 plus 30 spirit, 65 plus 60 satisfied with his stats. A faint smirk tugged at his lips. The tables have turned, folks. Ding. Detected beginner, level haunted residence, Ghost Villa. Ghost Villa beginner. Its owner can control vengeful spirits, servants, and guards within the building. It imposes rule-based restraints and mental corruption on intruders. Spirit greater than or equal to 30 grants full immunity. Effects worsen as spirit drops below 30. Bai Chuan stepped firmly through the portal. The scenery warped, and the highway vanished. A huge dark, red round dining table met his eyes. Something fell off. There were only 19 seats for 20 participants. Blood, red characters were scrawled across the tabletop. Rule 1. Obey head maid's orders while on duty. Rule 2. Perform your assigned duties well. Do not let them catch you slacking. Obedient children get candy. Rule 3. Attend the daily work meeting. Do not be late. Be punctual. Rule 4. Ignore Rule 1. Trust Rule 9. Rule 5. Finish all food during meals. Do not waste anything. Wasting food is shameful. Rule 6. Remain quiet at all times. Do not draw their attention. Mind your manners in public. Rule 7. Keep smiling while working. Show no other expressions. Rule 8. The above are old rules. Do not let them find out. Rule 9. When you speak, forget you are a servant. Rule 10. Always tell the truth. Be an honest person. 19 other players stood nearby, men and women, all from Blue Star. They looked haggard and tense. They seemed to be waiting for something. As Bai Chuan observed them, they sized up his dark, clad figure in return. Before Bai Chuan could think further, a soft, eerie voice echoed down the staircase. Oh dear, I've waited so long for you. Our family is finally complete. Let us begin today's work. Bai Chuan lifted his gaze. A pale-faced man in black and white formal attire descended the stairs. Ding. Detected beginner. Tier, vengeful spirit oin. Identity. Head made strength. 25 can rise to maximum 30 by absorbing fear. Stats lowered by instance buff. Agility. 30 constitution. 0 spirit. 20 sit everyone. Make yourselves at home. Recalling the rules, the players reluctantly took their seats to plan their next move. All seats filled. Oin turned toward Bai Chuan. Behind his penetrating sunglasses, Bai Chuan raised an eyebrow. This instance was devious, yet his high spirit stat rendered mental pressure meaningless. Tension rippled through the room. Side, long glances drifted toward Bai Chuan. A middle-aged man with gold-rimmed glasses smirked inwardly. Perfect. I'll use you to test how powerful these ghosts really are. I'll be sure to thank you after you die. A scarred bald brute's eyes glittered with morbid curiosity. Dressed all fancy. Let's see how long your act lasts before you perish. A black-haired girl named Zhang Ling frowned and thought to herself, this is terrible. Come on, my luck talent, pull through for me. Thoughts varied, yet most had already written Bai Chuan off for dead. Unconcerned with their opinions, Bai Chuan pulled out an armchair out of nowhere and reclined comfortably. His sunglasses scanned the group. Their stats were low, mostly single digits, or between 10 and 20. Huh? Player 10,000 is my friend Zhang Ling. She even has an A-rank talent. Could she be from my world? I'll keep an eye on her and find a chance to ask. The other players gaped in shock as Bai Chuan casually settled into the armchair materialized out of thin air. His behavior felt utterly unnatural. The gold-rimmed, glasses man was stunned, then malice flashed across his face. The more reckless you are, the better. People like you deserve to die. Oin had never witnessed such insubordination during its time in the villa. Its features twisted grotesquely, and a ghastly, wispy, ghostly figure loomed behind it, its pale head lolling. Sanity plummeted for everyone present. Heads bowed. Even the scheming man and scarred brute cowered, ducking low. The man seethed inwardly. Die? Only your death will prove your worth. Oin made the ghostly apparition vanish as if nothing had happened, and spoke brightly. Very well, everyone is here. Time for duty assignments. As if responding to its command, job cards materialized before each player, marking their assigned posts. The man with gold-rimmed glasses glowered at his card. Clean the third floor restroom 3 times per day. 1 hour time limit. Reward: 10 survival coins upon completion. The scarred bald brute gripped his card, hands trembling. No one else saw his assignment. He headed toward the kitchen. Everyone else received different chores: sweeping, mopping, stair, cleaning, and more. Zhang Ling's luck talent paid off. She drew the easiest, highest reward task. Wipe the main conference round table on the ground floor. Once daily. Reward: 50 survival coins. Oin added that a vending machine stood in the ground floor left corner, and each player's card corresponded to their private room number. Once Oin departed, players hurried off to their duties. The rules warned against slacking. Their priority was simply surviving the first day. Yin Ting, the man with gold-rimmed glasses, covertly glanced toward Bai Chuan and noticed he had received no work card and made no move to start chores. When Bai Chuan's gaze fell on him, Yin Ting quickly looked away. He swore he could see mocking amusement hidden behind those sunglasses. Jealousy and hostility burned within him, yet he dared not act, knowing he was no match for Bai Chuan. Bai Chuan scanned the whole room. Thanks to his detection ability, he could read every person's attitude toward him. Most were neutral, marked yellow. Several, including Yin Ting, glowed bright red with hostility, none of which bothered him. Nearly everyone had left. Only Zhang Ling remained wiping the table, alongside 2 girls sweeping the floor. Bai Chuan opened the region chat channel, still functional even inside the instance. Messages flooded in about dungeon experiences. Region chat channel zone 1 remaining survivors 9388/10,000. 3948. Has anyone else entered an instance? Mine is escape the zombie siege. I found a hiding spot. Just need to hold out for 3 days. 5829. I'm stuck in a 100-player instance called Insect Hive Assault. Lots of NPCs alongside us players. I can just lay low. 2474. Haha. At least you get proper food here, even if it's tiring. Way better than highway survival. 6948. You're all so lucky. I got trapped in a rural horror instance. It's terrifying, nowhere safe to hide. But one person here seems completely unaffected by the supernatural phenomena. It's weird. 3838. Bai Chuan closed the chat. The survivor count kept dropping. Such was the cruelty of Doomsday. He only needed to focus on his own goals. 3rd floor restroom. Yin Ting stepped into the gloomy lavatory. A revolting stench assaulted his nostrils, turning his stomach. He was about to retch when Rule 7 echoed inside his mind. Keep smiling while working. Show no other expressions. He forced the rising nausea back down and plastered an ugly grin across his face. Only after sensing the supernatural presence leave did he begin cleaning in a panic. Dim yellow light flickered. One stall contained filthy waste writhing with maggots. Having never cleaned a toilet in his life, Yin Ting was horrified. Tears stung his eyes from the stench, and foul fumes drifted into his open, smiling mouth. He screamed mentally. This isn't fair. Why must I clean this disgusting place while that man lounges in comfort? The rules are probably just bluffs. They only state requirements, not punishments for breaking them. If I don't get caught, nothing will happen. I can even report that other player for skipping work. I'm brilliant. The top rewards of this instance will be mine. I'll test this theory on someone else first. Before his daydream ended, water dripped directly from the ceiling into his open mouth. Forced to swallow the filthy drop, he numbly set about mopping. Downstairs in the hall, Bai Chuan watched Zhang Ling finish wiping the table without triggering any rule violations and relaxed. He noticed there were only 19-player bedrooms in the villa. Another newcomer would have had nowhere to stay. He checked the instance clearance reward tiers. Ding. Clearance rewards sorted by achievement grade. Perfect clearance condition. Kill Villa Master J and destroy Ghost Villa. Difficulty, SSS, rank. Note. J manifests only when resentment peaks, at 11 p.m. on the third day. Challenge is optional. Hell clearance condition. Defeat hidden basement steward Fu Bo difficulty. SS, rank. Hard clearance condition. Defeat head made Oin plus low, rank guards. Difficulty, S, rank. Normal clearance condition. Complete all duties assigned by head made Oin. To achieve perfect clearance, he would need to wait for Jay's appearance on the third night. Bai Chuan stowed his armchair and walked upstairs under the watchful eyes of other players. The villa had 3 floors, with open sight lines between levels. On the third floor stood a single bedroom. Its door seemed alive, its ornate frame carved with blood, red characters. Intruders will perish. The inscription carried mental corruption, capable of robbing intruders of their sanity over time. Ignoring the warning, Bai Chuan kicked the door clean off its hinges and stepped inside. Other players cleaning on the third floor stared in awe. Could the rules truly be ignored? None dared test it and hurried back to their chores. The room had plain white walls and ordinary furniture, a stark contrast to the rest of the eerie villa. The once active door frame lay shattered. Corrosive door previously active, now destroyed. Effect: corrupts players with spirit below 30, turning them into mindless guards. Bai Chuan tossed all the room's furnishings aside, pulled a large bed out of his inventory, and lay down. He sipped sweet soda and ate dried beef, thoroughly enjoying himself. Time passed until 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Players finished their duties and waited nervously for Oin's inspection. Oin judged their work dispassionately without making things harder for them. Most players, starved from stress, spent their survival coins at the vending machine to buy food. 2 players fared far worse. Yin Ting sweated profusely while awaiting inspection. He believed he had scrubbed the restroom thoroughly, yet the filth in one stall refused to flush. Every pull of the chain made it harder and more solid. He was completely helpless. Inspection arrived. Yin Ting could only let Oin examine his work. After a long pause, Oin's deathly pale face slowly turned toward him. You are slacking. No, I'm not. It won't flush. Yin Ting trembled in terror, his mind going blank. He knew doom awaited him. A scream echoed, followed by the sharp crack of bone. Yin Ting's left arm snapped, hanging on only by strips of skin. Grasping his mangled limb, he picked up his 10 survival coins and stumbled toward the vending machine. On his way down, he glimpsed that special third-floor bedroom door was gone. He dared not linger, holding his injury and hurrying downstairs. Meanwhile in the kitchen, scarred brute Wang Ying set a plated dish before Oin. The food was an unidentifiable yellow, black mess. Wang Ying swallowed hard. This was the best he could manage, despite never having cooked back on Blue Star. For the first time, revulsion showed faintly across Oin's pale spectral face. Even as a vengeful spirit, it retained memories of proper food. This hardly qualified as a meal. Oin let out a chilling hiss. Eat every bite. If a scrap remains, you will pay dearly. Oin vanished with a sinister laugh. Knowing the spirit would return to enforce the threat, Wang Ying steeled himself and began forcing the repulsive dish into his mouth. At the vending machine, players lined up. Suddenly, the machine spoke in a rough, gravelly voice. Business is open. No credit allowed. Players jumped in fright. Can this thing talk? Watch your tongue. I've spoken more words than you've eaten grains. Keep complaining, and you get nothing to eat. The startled player fell silent. My bad, sorry. The gravelly voice continued. Insert 1 survival coin to make a purchase. Players exchanged uneasy glances and obeyed. 5 survival coins just for congee and pickles. I only earned 25 coins today. How am I supposed to get full? Complaints circulated, yet there was nothing they could do. Fancier dishes like Kung Pao chicken, Buddha, jumps, over. The wall and lion's head meatballs cost more than 10 coins each. Some players splurged on rich meals, reasoning they might not live long enough for the next feeding anyway. Zhang Ling had long ago exchanged some survival coins for fried beef with scallions, and started eating it with rice. With 50 survival coins a day, she did not need to scrimp on food. Just then, 2 women from the crowd walked toward Zhang Ling, muttering about unfairness. Oh my, what a pretty young girl. Hey, what tasty food are you eating? Can you show us? Annie asks. Zhang Ling knew at once they meant trouble, yet she replied politely. Thank you for the compliment, aunties. It is just an ordinary home-cooked meal. Is there something you need? Zhang Ling smiled politely at them and said little else. She had seen the 2 women that morning. They were in charge of corridor cleaning and earned 30 survival coins apiece, more than enough for their daily expenses. The 2 women exchanged a glance. Realizing Zhang Ling would not be easy to fool, they switched tactics. One woman began putting on a pitiful show. Oh dear, you have no idea. I am old and cannot stand hard work. Whenever I overexert myself, my back aches terribly. What am I supposed to do? Her whining drew the attention of onlookers. The other woman pretended to comfort her. At that moment, two middle-aged men stepped over from the crowd. The heavier-set one pointed at Zhongling. Can't you show some kindness? What harm would it do to help? Don't you know you should respect the elderly? The tall, thin man nodded in agreement. Zhongling could tell they were all in cahoots. She had no wish to engage them. Let them watch her eat all they wanted. They would not get a single survival coin from her. Remaining calm, Zhongling ate her beef in big mouthfuls, making those who could only afford plain congee swallow hard with envy. After finishing the last piece of beef, Zhongling pulled out a tissue and wiped her mouth. The woman who had been feigning distress finally grew quiet, worn out from her performance. If there is nothing else, I will be leaving. Carry on. The onlookers exchanged bewildered looks. None expected such a young girl to keep her composure so well. The group grew anxious. One man reached out, trying to grab hold of Zhongling. Zhongling swung her stone axe sharply backward. The man froze, his face draining of color. You? How dare you? You nearly hit me. You owe me compensation for mental distress. 20 survival coins. Humiliated at having been intimidated by a young girl, he shouted in outrage. Zhongling waved her stone axe. She still felt somewhat unskilled with it and made a mental note to practice more. I swung at you on purpose. What of it? Got a problem? Zhongling answered fearlessly, showing no sign of intimidation even facing four opponents. Just then, Owen's soft, eerie voice rang out. Enough of this petty squabble. It is time for the meeting. Hearing this, Zhongling ignored the four troublemakers and took her proper seat. Everyone else recalled the meeting and sat down. Those seated near Yanting had bad luck. A faint foul odor drifted over, nearly making them gag at the thought of supper. They shot Yanting disgusted glances. Yanting's face darkened further. 19 seats stood in place, but Bai Chuan was nowhere to be seen. Bai Chuan was on the third floor observing everyone below. He had watched the whole incident unfold. This Zhongling would make a good teammate. Level-headed, unshaken by crisis, unwilling to yield when things turn against her, and firm in defending her own interests. Combined with her talent, she stands a good chance of surviving this survival game. I only cooperate with the strong. Young lady, you have passed my test. With that, the meeting ended. Everyone dragged their exhausted bodies back to their rooms. Soon after, Bai Chuan sent Zhongling a message. Are you there? Same deal as yesterday. 10 iron ingots for a sip of water. Zhongling received the message upon returning to her room. Her previously sour mood lightened a little. She replied, Sure, but I have entered the dungeon and cannot collect iron ingots right now. My stock is running low. Do you still want to make the trade? Bai Chuan smiled. That is fine. You can owe me. Pay me back when you get more. All right then, don't say I didn't warn you. Once it is in my hands, I have no intention of giving it back. Rest assured though, I will make sure you get your iron ingots once I get out. Which dungeon are you in? Are you doing all right? I am doing fine. I have good news for you. We are in the very same dungeon. Really? Prove it. Tell me which dungeon I am in, and I will believe you. Zhongling thought Bai Chuan was joking, until she read his reply and fell silent. Ghost Villa. Still there. Player ID 10,000. Rest assured, I mean no harm. Zhongling stayed quiet for a long moment. She thought to herself that no genuine good person would need to claim they were not dangerous. What is your room number? How did you recognize me? I am directly above you. I have special equipment that lets me identify you. Zhongling instantly thought of the man in black she had seen that morning, wearing sunglasses. You are the man with sunglasses from earlier, my apologies. May I know your name? I am Zhongling. I am Bai Chuan. Let us drop that topic. How would you feel about a partnership? Bai Chuan sent over the purple grade Super Merge card along with its description. Super Merge card quality. Purple 1/2 effect. When the user sends an invitation and the target accepts, both parties' vehicles merge into a special combined vehicle. The two cannot harm one another. 2 treasure chests are obtained upon activation. Upon acceptance, the invited party teleports beside the user. Bai Chuan added, Take your time to think it over. After a while, Bai Chuan got his reply. This card truly is perfect for cooperation. If you do not mind, I would mostly treat it as a teleport card. If I run into danger, I can teleport over to you. Would that work? That suits me. Elsewhere, in room 8, Yanting pressed a hand over his injured arm and spoke with a bald-headed man. So the man in sunglasses found a loophole in the dungeon rules. Wang Ying said confidently. His stomach rumbled loudly, the noise echoing through the whole room. Embarrassed and doubled over with cramping pain, Wang Ying rushed to the bathroom. This was the umpteenth time he had sprinted there. He had eaten only the dish he had prepared himself earlier and earned no reward for it. Ignoring his companion's state, Yin Ting turned the idea over in his mind. A loophole in the rules. How exactly did he pull it off? He thought back to the man in sunglasses' actions. The man seemed to keep breaking rules without suffering consequences, while Yin Ting had followed instructions, yet lost an arm. Rage welled up inside him. Meanwhile, Wang Ying stumbled back out of the bathroom, pale and drained. A foul smell followed him into the room. Recalling the morning incident, Yin Ting snapped, "You reek." Wang Ying said nothing. He had run out of food in his backpack the day before and was about to ask Yin Ting for something to eat, when another stomach rumble echoed through the room, this time not from him. The two men fell into an awkward silence. At last Yin Ting spoke. "Let us go buy something to eat." They headed for the vending machine and prepared to insert survival coins, when a voice startled them badly. "Pay 1 survival coin to make a purchase." Neither had visited the machine that afternoon. Yin Ting's aching arm had made him rest early in his room, so the announcement caught him off guard. 1 survival coin seemed reasonable enough. He inserted the coin, only to see the cheapest item was plain congee with pickled vegetables for 5 survival coins. Yin Ting stared rigidly at the machine. He had just spent 1 survival coin, leaving him 9. He could afford only 1 bowl. Once a company supervisor, where people had lined up to treat him, now he could barely afford simple congee and pickles. Only the buyer could see the items on offer. Seeing Yin Ting frozen, Wang Ying urged him to hurry. Yin Ting finally sighed in defeat. 1 bowl of congee with pickled vegetables. Wang Ying was stunned. Congee was something he used to feed dogs. Yin Ting carried his bowl aside. Wang Ying pressed him angrily. "What are you doing? Why only 1 bowl? Are you holding out on me?" Still bitter about his former status, Yin Ting snapped back. "Do you think I want this? A bowl of congee costs 5 survival coins. I started with 10, spent 1 just to shop. That leaves enough for 1 bowl only." Rebuked, Wang Ying fell quiet, though resentment lingered inside him. They finished their meager meal and agreed to confront the sunglasses-clad man first thing in the morning. Yin Ting's eyes glinted. "If he refuses to talk, we expose him to everyone. Let them know he knows how to evade the rules and simply watches us get hurt." After Wang Ying left, Yin Ting quietly went to find one of the men who had quarreled with Zhang Ling earlier. He knocked on room 19's door. "Who is it?" "I am a fellow player. I need to talk to you," Yin Ting whispered. After a pause, the door opened, revealing Ren Jian, the man who had tried to grab Zhang Ling. "I am Ren Jian. What do you want? Let me inside. We should speak privately." Yin Ting glanced up and down the hallway to make sure no one watched, then stepped into the room. "What are you after?" Ren Jian eyed him warily. "Do you wish to get even for what happened earlier?" "Get even? I have nothing to get even over. Leave if you have no real business." Ren Jian refused to admit he had been intimidated by a young girl. Yin Ting remained calm. "I have a plan." Those words caught Ren Jian's interest. Yin Ting leaned in and laid out their scheme in whispers. Both men grew excited, too restless to sleep that night. Night passed without further incident. At 8 o'clock the next morning, Bai Chuan drank a sip of spring water. "Ding. Your spirit +5. He had put his previous stat points into agility. Show personal stats. Bai Chuan human talent. SSR limitless upgrade rank. Tier 1 strength. 160 plus 100 constitution. 60 plus 100 agility. 65 plus 30 spirit. 70 plus 60. Bai Chuan could not help but smile at his stats. His heavenly eye detector picked out 2 figures approaching his room. Yin Ting and Wang Ying, clearly hostile. Bai Chuan stood before his doorway wearing his sunglasses. Stat boosts had brought his height to 190 centimeters. His well-muscled frame in all black clothing towered over the 2 men. Yin Ting and Wang Ying had marched over full of bravado, yet froze the instant they saw him standing there. "Can I help you too?" His tone was calm, yet heavy with pressure. His vastly superior stats gave him an aura unlike anyone else in the building. Yin Ting forced himself to hold his ground, thinking of his humiliating experiences the day before. "We are all players here. We need unity if we want to survive." Bai Chuan chuckled. "And what exactly are you asking for?" "For the sake of every player, tell us about the rule loopholes. Help all of us clear this dungeon safely. We will reward you handsomely once we get out." Yin Ting noticed other players had woken and could hear their conversation. A flicker of triumph crossed his face. "Rule loopholes? I know nothing of such things. Be on your way," Bai Chuan replied. Believing his ploy working, Yin Ting feigned panic and raised his voice. "Then what are we supposed to do?" He glanced toward the players below. Several bore minor injuries from incomplete work assignments. "Look at my hand. I only made a small mistake, yet Oin flew into a rage and broke it." He put on a pitiful show for the onlookers. Who knows when Oin might lash out next? "Please, show us how to avoid breaking the rules. We will all be grateful." He signaled subtly with his good hand, and voices from the crowd chimed in. That is right. You could be our savior. Do not be like that young girl yesterday who refused to cooperate. She looks harmless, but she speaks sharply. She even claimed you were no better than the rest of us. We only wanted her help, and she turned on us. At that moment, Zhongling slowly opened her door, stretched, and heard every word spoken. She paid them no mind and walked straight toward the vending machine. Rin Jian grew furious. Look at her. Bai Chuan smiled. They hoped to turn him against Zhongling and force him to reveal supposed loopholes. They had picked the wrong person to manipulate. He itched to test his full strength against them. I know of no rule loopholes. And a word of warning, that young lady is my ally. Whatever she may or may not have said about me is none of your concern. He turned toward Yin Ting, and his overwhelming spirit stat bore down on him, making Yin Ting tremble. Your injury came from your own laziness. It has nothing to do with me. Go bother someone else. Ignoring Yin Ting's furious scowl, Bai Chuan addressed the crowd. One piece of advice for everyone. Complete your assigned duties, and you will not die. Bai Chuan had borrowed some survival coins from Oin the previous day. As the saying went, borrow and repay, and you may borrow again. He turned back to the two men blocking his path. Get out of my way. Crushing spiritual force pushed Yin Ting and Wang Ying stumbling aside. Sweat soaked Wang Ying's scalp, and he lowered his head and fled. Yin Ting stayed rooted where he stood, his good hand clenched tight, his face dark with rage. Bai Chuan walked over to the vending machine. Zhongling looked up as he drew near. You are Bai Chuan. Bai Chuan smiled. Do I look frightening? He took off his sunglasses and looked at her. So that is what you look like without sunglasses, Zhongling said in surprise. I imagined you to be a man in his 30s or 40s. An old man. Bai Chuan laughed. He had only just turned 22 and muttered quietly under his breath. What are you mumbling about? Lean down a little. I cannot hear you. Zhongling stood on tiptoes. She felt no real fear of him. If he meant harm, she would have to rely on her own talent. Let us change the subject. Are you interested in earning a perfect rank clearance reward? If yes, accept my team invitation. Bai Chuan sent her the full list of dungeon clearance conditions. Zhongling had not realized different ranks of clearance existed. Simply completing 3 days of work would only grant ordinary rank rewards. The prospect of perfect rank loot tempted her greatly. Very well. If I team up with you, what will I need to do? What are your terms? I will be honest. I can see your talent. I have one of my own, and I possess a method to improve yours. Think over the merge card. You can see my talent. Zhongling was shocked. She had thought she alone possessed a special talent. Still confused, she asked, how can you be certain you can defeat Jay? The other objectives only require beating Oin or the steward. Killing him is a different matter entirely. Are you truly confident? Bai Chuan had anticipated this question and handed her a vial of Gene serum. Confused, Zhongling took it. Her eyes widened seeing its blue quality. She now understood where his confidence came from. The stat boost would grant immense power in the early stages of the game. She stared at the serum until Bai Chuan coughed to draw her attention back. She tried to hand it back, but he would not take it. He had intended it as a gesture to win her over. Drink it here. It will be safer in case anything goes wrong. Zhongling could not believe he would give away such a precious item. Grateful, she wasted no time and drank it. Power surged through her body. She quickly opened her stat panel. Zhongling human rank. Tier 1 talent. Luck strength. 8 plus 50 constitution. 9 plus 50 agility. 7 plus 50 spirit. 10 plus 50 joy filled her. She owed Bai Chuan a great deal and resolved to do whatever she could to repay him. She shifted her stance. Her posture grew taller and more upright. Her features refined, her eyes brightening, lending her a striking, graceful presence. She grinned at him. I drank it. Too late for you to regret it now. Haha, so you agree to team up? Bai Chuan sent a team-up invitation to Zhongling. Ding. Player number 10,000 Zhongling has joined your team successfully. At this moment, the clearance rewards have also changed. 2 perfect rank clearance rewards. Condition: defeat the master of the Ghost Villa. If either team member dies, no rewards will be granted. Hell rank. It seemed the difficulty had risen, yet an extra reward was added. Thinking of Zhongling's talent and her potential for growth, the rewards might become even more remarkable. Bai Chuan could not help smiling. But from Zhongling's perspective, his smile looked rather eerie. Hey, what are you laughing at? You look kind of creepy. Zhongling's voice pulled Bai Chuan back to his senses. Sorry, I zoned out. Zhongling wondered if she had misjudged him. Still, he had given her such a precious genetic potion, so she decided to trust him. Zhongling's stats had improved, and her spirit stat had broken through 30 points. She no longer needed to do table cleaning chores. She planned to get a good night's sleep to prepare for the coming night's battle. Yin Ting was still scrubbing the third-floor restroom. He had cleaned it thoroughly the day before. It should at least look tidy. Yet the restroom still reeked exactly as it had right after his previous cleaning. A strange look crossed Yin Ting's face. He burned with anger over what had happened that morning, yet he had to keep a smile on his face while working. The more he thought about it, the angrier he grew, until his mind grew foggy. I'm filing a complaint. I have to. I'm sure Oin will hold you accountable. He threw his broom onto the ground, hoping to summon Oin. Moments later, a bone-chilling aura swept through the restroom, and Yin Ting could feel the temperature plummet. Still, he forced himself to press on. I want to report you. You have violated the rules. Oin's chilling voice rang out, as if a scythe was pressed against Yin Ting's neck. I said I want to report you. I want to report you. Yin Ting's plan backfired. No matter how loud he shouted, Oin paid him no heed. The aura of death closed in around him, yet he kept repeating the word report, consumed by desperation. Oin unleashed the same ghostly skill as before, and a ghastly skull charged straight for Yin Ting. Terror filled Yin Ting's eyes. He wished he had never tried to file a complaint. No, I don't want to die. I haven't even lived my life. Yin Ting's screams cut off abruptly. The sound of bones being crunched echoed, leaving only Oin standing in the restroom. Right then, an announcement boomed across the entire villa. Player number 9111 Yin Ting has perished. Remaining players, 19. Shock rippled through everyone. A player had died. Most players stopped slacking off and threw themselves into their chores. Wang Ying was the most shaken of all. He was in the middle of cooking cola chicken wings. Thanks to yesterday's lesson, he had managed to make his cooking look somewhat normal today. But the announcement distracted him, and by the time he snapped back, the chicken wings in the pot were charred beyond recognition. How did Yin Ting die? Was it something from this morning? He stirred frantically, but there was no saving the dish. Time passed quickly, and the third night fell silently. After 3 grueling days, every player looked worn out, yet they had made it through. We can finally get out of here. This place has been hell. Someone sighed with relief. Ren Jian stood among the crowd. He had not seen Bai Chuan or Zhang Ling since that incident. He still refused to let it go, convinced that Yin Ting's death was their fault. Ding! Congratulations on clearing the beginner-level instance, Ghost Villa. Please select your clearance difficulty. Perfect rank, Hell rank, Normal rank. Words floated before everyone's eyes. They lusted after the lavish rewards, but their excitement faded when they learned they would have to defeat foes like Oin. Over these 3 days, they had only seen Oin the headmaid. They had never laid eyes on the basement butler or the villa's unseen master, Jay. Ding. Selection countdown, 10 seconds. If no choice is made when time runs out, perfect rank will be selected by default. 10, 9, 8. I choose normal rank. Me too. Same here. One after another, players picked normal rank. Ren Jian and Wang Ying did the same. Exhaustion in their eyes mixed with relief at having survived. Ding. Instance concluded. Survivors, 17. Fatalities, 3. Besides Yin Ting, 2 more had foolishly challenged Oin. Those 2 were the middle-aged woman who had quarreled with Zhang Ling on the first day. Ding. Countdown finished. 15 players selected normal rank. 2 players selected perfect rank. Teleport gate activated. Normal rank players, evacuate immediately. The announcement played twice. Everyone stared at one another in disbelief. Who picked perfect rank? Not me. Nor me. They glanced around, unable to spot the 2 who had chosen the higher difficulty. Just then, doors on the 3rd and 1st floor swung open. Bai Chuan and Zhang Ling stepped out into view. It's them, someone shouted from the crowd. Ren Jian burst out laughing. Ha ha ha, you're doomed. You actually dared to pick perfect rank. I can't wait to watch you die. Wang Ying opened his mouth and jeered at Bai Chuan. Ha ha ha, I've never liked you. You raised the difficulty on purpose. You're going to die a miserable lurk. Wang Ying could not speak anymore. Something was lodged in his throat. Through blurring vision, he watched the others scramble away in fright. Ren Jian froze where he stood. How did he do that? A wooden stick Bai Chuan had casually thrown had pierced straight through Wang Ying's chest. Ren Jian stood close by, splattered with bright red blood. You will piaf. Wang Ying never finished his curse. Propped up by the stick, his head lolled, his eyes wide and fixed on Ren Jian. Ren Jian snapped out of his shock. Spare me. I know I was wrong. I'll leave and never show my face again, please. He dropped to his knees and kowtowed hard, blood forming marks on his forehead as he kept bowing. Bai Chuan stood over him, his voice devoid of emotion. You don't know you were wrong. You only know you are about to die. Those words sealed Ren Jian's fate. Hatred burned behind his bloodshot eyes. If I can't live, neither will you. Still on his knees, he lunged toward Zhang Ling. gripping a stone axe. Die. He glared at Zhang Ling's fair features, imagining what damage he would inflict. But then he caught sight of a figure wearing clothes identical to his with no head. That was his final thought. Before he could reach Zhang Ling, his body ceased to obey him. Zhang Ling looked excitedly at Bai Chuan. Thank you. Bai Chuan wondered how she could stay so calm amid such carnage. Aren't you scared? There's nothing to be afraid of. They got what they deserved. Besides, after my stats improved, my mental tolerance for such sights went up too. I see. Bai Chuan nodded thoughtfully. The villa suddenly shook violently. A hoarse, aged voice boomed. Aya, who has invaded my villa? A gaunt old man appeared before Bai Chuan and Zhang Ling. Oin and other ghosts stepped out from the shadows. Since you are here, I shall treat you as my guests. Become nourishment for me. Kill them. At Jay's command, low-rank ghosts swarmed out of the darkness. Their forms were twisted and inhuman, yet they posed little threat to Bai Chuan. Low-rank ghost description. Players transformed into ghosts by Jay. Mindless. Those with weak stats will suffer minor mental interference near them. Tireless cannon fodder. Strength, 10 agility, 15 constitution, 5 spirit, 0 Bai Chuan read their stats. They were not overwhelmingly powerful, but ordinary players would get worn down fighting them. He sent the data to Zhang Ling. You handle these. Got it, leave it to me. Zhang Ling drew her stone axe, her gaze steady as she faced the ghosts. Bai Chuan crushed several ghosts in his path with kicks and advanced toward Jay, wielding his Star Shatter axe. Oin stood before Jay, dressed in black and white formal wear, and charged at Bai Chuan. Perfect. Bai Chuan grinned. His Star Shatter axe hummed. He surged forward. With 260 points of strength and high agility, he moved like a human war machine. Oin unleashed ghostly shadows to block him, but Bai Chuan cleaved her apart in one blow. Brilliant light burst from the axe. Immense power filled Bai Chuan with confidence. Is that all? Seeing Oin slain, Jay's rigid, ancient face shifted for the first time. Bai Chuan did not wait. The Star Shatter axe roared, and he swung with full force. A giant axe-shaped light blade sliced toward Jay. The strike was unstoppable, and the whole villa trembled. Fear flickered in Jay's cloudy eyes. The old ghost moved fast, trying to join forces with the butler to block the attack. But he miscalculated. Bai Chuan glanced at Jay's stats. This fight would not be simple. Jay Villa Master mid-rank evil ghost description, once a wealthy merchant. Unwilling to die of old age, he used forbidden arts to turn himself into an abomination. The head-maid Oin and the butler suffered the same fate. Strength, 50 agility, 40 constitution, 60 spirit, 30 skills. Ghost control, unity with the villa. Ghost control allowed him to command ghosts such as Oin. Unity with the villa meant Jay could not die as long as the villa stood, and he would grow stronger. There was a limit, though. Each death cost ghost energy, and he could resurrect at most 5 times. When Bai Chuan finished reading, only Jay remained standing. The butler had perished. Zhang Ling finished off the low-rank ghosts and hurried to Bai Chuan's side. What should I do? Bai Chuan slowly shook his head. Stay close to me. I'm going to destroy this place. Destroy it? Exactly how? Zhang Ling wondered, yet she asked no more and stood beside him. Jay dragged himself up from the rubble, half his aged face shattered. Curse you, human. Do you really think you can kill me? I am immortal. He roared, and the villa wailed. Jay's power surged. Die, both of you. His aura grew terrifying. Bai Chuan would not let him gather strength. He slashed multiple light blades at the villa's walls. The building shook violently. No, you cannot do this. Jay screamed. Unable to protect the villa, he rushed at Bai Chuan. Stop, you insolent brat. Bai Chuan smirked. Old fiend, you think you are some vampire? Immortal? We'll see. His final strike fell. The villa collapsed with a thunderous crash. As debris rained down, Bai Chuan grabbed Zhang Ling in one hand and swung his axe with the other to shatter falling rubble. He sprinted for the exit. Zhang Ling, caught off guard, clung tightly to him by instinct. No, my house. Jay howled. At the same time, the clearance rewards were issued. Ding. Detected 2-member team. Perfect rank rewards granted. Silver chest ×2. The moment Bai Chuan and Zhang Ling burst outside, bright white light enveloped them, and they teleported straight into Bai Chuan's pickup truck. Night had fallen. Bai Chuan checked the time. It was the following evening. Time flowed differently inside the instance. Lost in thought, he felt something soft pressing against him. He looked up and found Zhang Ling pressed close against him. A sleepy murmur sounded. Where am I? Zhang Ling shifted around, trying to get her bearings. Zhang Ling, stop moving around. Bai Chuan said. Why am I here? After the awkward moment passed, they stared at each other. Bai Chuan spoke first. Are you all right? Zhongling flushed and spoke softly. Why did we teleport into your vehicle instead of mine? We are still in a team. I'm the team leader, so we got sent to my truck. Bai Chuan explained. Even though the unexpected contact had felt strange, this was not what he had expected. Outside the windows, the villa was gone. Only asphalt highway and endless desert stretched out. Bai Chuan turned to Zhongling. My truck is pretty well equipped. Powerful air conditioning, private bathroom, toilet, and a large bed. What do you think about using the merge card? Zhongling considered. Her own vehicle was only Tier 1. Even upgraded to Tier 2, it would only add an air conditioner that risked overheating if run too long. Bai Chuan's truck was far more comfortable. Behind the driver and passenger seats lay all the amenities he had mentioned. Especially the bathroom. As someone from the south, she hated going without bathing. She studied the young man beside her. Around her age, tall, handsome, and extremely strong. Merging vehicles did not sound like a bad idea. Two inner voices argued in her mind. One sternly warned, no, don't give in to comfort. You need to stand on your own feet. The other countered, merging is practical survival. Make good use of every advantage you can get. The first voice insisted, don't rush into this. Think it over carefully. In the end, Zhongling agreed. All right, I accept, but remember what you promised. Bai Chuan was delighted and held out the super merge card. Just confirm it. Zhongling stared at the card for a moment and accepted. Ding. Vehicle merge complete. Current fleet members, 2. They checked their fleet status. Fleet, 2/4 Captain, Bai Chuan member 1, Zhongling member 2, vacant member 3, vacant. Ding. You are the first player in this region to unlock fleet formation. Achievement, quick match unlocked. Where achievement and hide details? Where and hide details. Regional chat channel, 9213/10,000. Ding. Player from region 1 has formed a fleet. Achievement, quick match obtained. Ding. Player from region 1 has formed a fleet. Achievement, quick match obtained. Player 2940, quick match? We can form fleets in this survival world. Player 5938, after being transported to this world, nothing surprises me anymore. Player 3939, ugh, how many achievements are there? Will any of us ever get one? Player 4938, focus on staying alive instead of chasing achievements. Player 3948, I just got out of an instance. Did everyone get out tonight? Player 3481. You too. Right then, a purple, oddly shaped vehicle materialized beside Bai Chuan's pickup, looking wildly out of place in the desert wasteland. Is that your vehicle? Bai Chuan asked Zhongling. She nodded. I had it from the very start. I never expected it to look like this. Bai Chuan ended their instance era team. 2 options appeared before Zhongling. Option 1. Remain in Bai Chuan's vehicle. Option 2. Return to your own vehicle. Zhongling thought for a moment. I'll go back to my vehicle to grab my belongings, then come right back. Be quick and stay safe. Bai Chuan said. White light whisked Zhongling back to her purple vehicle. Nights were cooler than days, yet the cramped space was still stifling. She could not stand being there for long. She gathered her things quickly and returned to Bai Chuan's truck. Cool air washed over her. This feels so good. Go take a shower. Plenty of water. Zhongling hurried toward the back bathroom. She had been looking forward to this ever since Bai Chuan mentioned it. Before opening the door, she blushed and called out. Hayden Peak. Bai Chuan froze. Having lived 2 lives, he had always been single, and this kind of situation had never crossed his mind. Still, her warning registered. Bai Chuan, did you hear me? Got it. I won't peek, I promise. Bai Chuan shook his head. Dwelling on such matters was not as good as opening treasure chests. As for those other things, they would come when fate arrived. 10 minutes later, the sound of running water from the bathroom stopped. Bai Chuan turned his head and saw Zhongling walk out wrapped in a bathrobe, her face flushed. Without a word, she walked straight toward him. Bai Chuan slapped his forehead. I forgot to set out clothes for her. He rummaged through his backpack and, after some effort, found a set of women's clothing in decent condition. He quickly handed it to Zhongling. Shortly afterward, Zhongling took her seat in the passenger seat. She looked lovely in her fresh-fitting outfit. It's late. Has anything unusual happened? Bai Chuan shook his head. Don't worry. We still have more than 1 day left of the new player protection period. They won't dare come near. Let's drop that subject. You should have a silver treasure chest too. Take it out, and let's open them together. Zhongling pulled out her treasure chest and set it beside Bai Chuan's. At this stage, hardly anyone else could possess such items. Seeing them sitting right in front of them still felt surreal. At that moment, Bai Chuan spoke. I'm going to upgrade the treasure chests, and also your talent. Zhongling nodded. Ding. Silver treasure chest upgrade successful. Silver treasure chest, golden treasure chest, platinum treasure chest, diamond treasure chest. A faint glow emanated from the diamond treasure chest. Zhang Ling knew Bai Chuan could upgrade almost anything, yet she had not expected such a dramatic leap. What rank treasure chest is this? It's so dazzling. Zhang Ling marveled. It's a diamond treasure chest. All right, get ready. Now it's your turn. Hearing this, Zhang Ling grew nervous. Talents that could be upgraded were extremely rare, and the thought of raising her own felt completely overpowered. She looked at the young man before her, then closed her eyes. Fine, go ahead. Bai Chuan could not help smiling at her resolve-like expression. Ding. Zhang Ling's talent upgrade successful. Luck Supreme Fortune SSS rank detected. Talent has reached maximum tier. Further upgrading is impossible. Bai Chuan realized something. His own talent was SSR rank, the only one of its kind, while all others capped at SSS rank. Seeing Zhang Ling still keeping her eyes shut, he reminded her. You can open your eyes now. The upgrade is finished. Feel the change within yourself. That was so fast. Something about her reply struck Bai Chuan as odd, yet he pushed the thought aside. Zhang Ling's talent had transformed completely. Supreme Fortune SSS rank effect. All your actions shall be blessed by Supreme Fortune. Evaluation. Turn the tide of fate. Satisfied with her upgraded talent, Bai Chuan removed the 10,000 wealth household achievement and transferred it to Zhang Ling. Zhang Ling stared in shock. This 10,000 wealth household achievement was yours. Still, it made sense. Great power brought such rewards. I'm leaving these 2 treasure chests to you. Zhang Ling nodded solemnly. Even bolstered by her new talent, nervousness lingered. Please, give us great loot, she prayed silently in her heart. With a low hum, both treasure chests opened at the same time. Treasure Chest 1. Vehicle Promotion Card times 1 rare quality. Purple promotes vehicles below Tier 10 by 1 rank. Evaluation. I can level up all by myself. Vehicle-mounted Gatling gun times 1 quality. Purple effect. Infinite ammunition. Fires 10,000 rounds per minute for 20 minutes. Cooldown 1 day. Evaluation. Have you ever seen firepower blanket the battlefield? All-terrain tracks quality. Purple effect. Adaptable to most terrain types. Evaluation. There is almost nowhere I cannot go. Crash-proof armor quality. Purple effect. Blocks all attacks with power below 300. Evaluation. Bring all you have. Treasure Chest 2. Space Expansion Card Rare Quality. Purple effect. Expands a vehicle's interior volume by 25 cubic meters without altering its outer appearance. Evaluation. You could practically run a shop in here. Constant temperature ecological planter box quality. Purple effect. Maintains stable internal temperature. Continuously grows vegetables and medicinal herbs, yielding fresh produce steadily. Evaluation. You mentioned farming? The long-dormant farming instinct awakens. Complete furniture service card quality. Purple effect. Provides a full set of standard furniture. Perfect for rest amid survival. Evaluation. A safe haven for relaxation within a doomsday survival world. Infinite fuel core device quality. Purple effect. Converts ambient energy into fuel continuously, supplying the vehicle endlessly with no risk of depletion. Evaluation. The ultimate dream for highway survival. No more scrambling to hunt for fuel. Roam endless roads without being hampered by fuel shortages. The vehicle-mounted intelligence system. Fortress AI quality. Purple effect. Manages vehicle power, weapons, armor, and space modules. Provides 360-degree environmental scanning, hazard warnings, and intelligent route planning. Supports voice commands and basic auto-defense mode. Compatible with most vehicle-mounted attachments. Evaluation. The precise brain of a war chariot. Coordinates all equipment and warns of incoming danger, so you need not operate every system manually. Bai Chuan looked on with envy. These were only purple quality items, and the upgraded treasure chests meant every one of them could be upgraded further. Upgrade all of them. Ding. Vehicle Promotion Card upgrade successful. Super Vehicle Promotion Card times 1 rare quality. Prismatic no vehicle rank restriction. Promotes a vehicle 3 ranks consecutively. Evaluation. A peerless treasure for vehicles. Transforms an ordinary ride into a wilderness behemoth with 3 successive rank ups. No road remains impassable. Ding. 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 Vehicle-mounted annihilation Gatling gun times 1 quality. Prismatic effect. Permanently infinite ammunition. Fires 100,000 rounds per minute with no continuous fire duration limit. Cooldown, 1 hour. Evaluation. Have you witnessed a destructive torrent of firepower? Omni-adaptive terrain tracks quality. Prismatic effect. Traverses every type of terrain. Can briefly hover to cross terrain gaps. Evaluation. No land exists beyond my reach. Eternal barrier armor quality. Prismatic effect. Immune to all attacks with power below 700. Comes with self-repair properties. Evaluation. Unleash every weapon you possess. Come at me with everything. Space Expansion Divine Card Rare Quality. Prismatic Effect. Expands vehicle interior volume by 1,200 cubic meters without changing outer appearance. Supports partition zones. Evaluation. This space is large enough for a small survival base. Perpetual Biosphere Cultivation Pod Quality. Prismatic Effect. Perfect self-sustaining internal ecosystem with stable temperature and humidity. Produces abundant crops and medicinal plants endlessly. Evaluation. The farming instinct strikes hard. Carry a living, fertile land with you. Complete livable dimensional suite quality. Prismatic Effect. Instantly furnishes full living quarters with all necessities. Builds a fully equipped, comfortable living zone. Evaluation. A perfect personal sanctuary amid wandering doomsday highways. Source Energy Fuel Conversion Core Quality. Prismatic Effect. Converts ambient energy into fuel perpetually. Never run out of power again. Evaluation. The highest hope of highway survival made real. Roam thousands of miles without searching for fuel. Super AI Brain Quality. Prismatic Effect. Full spectrum multidimensional perception capable of seeing through disguises. Unlocks fully autonomous combat mode. Intelligently optimizes travel routes to minimize consumption. Zeralatency Module Coordination for space, ecology, weapon, and energy systems. Can overload vehicle potential under extreme conditions. Evaluation. Your war chariot gains an all-round brain. Reconnaissance, combat support, and logistics are all handled. You only need to sit back and enjoy the ride. Use the Super Vehicle Promotion Card. Ding. Usage successful. Bright white light washed over the vehicle, and tremendous changes unfolded inside. Vehicle, Rock Crystal Fortress Chariot Tier 5 status. Brand new durability. 1,000 max speed. 300 kilometers per hour innate traits. 1. Body forged from rock crystal alloy. Base defense greatly increased. 2. Higher maximum expandable interior volume. Perfect compatibility with space modules. 3. Multiple heavy weapon hardpoints reserved. 4. Greatly reduced driving resistance on complex terrain. Zhang Ling stared in amazement at the transformed vehicle. Bai Chuan burst into hearty laughter. Ha! Install this one, and all the rest. On his command, every newly obtained vehicle component was fitted onto the chariot. It became a tooth-and-nail armed steel beast, intimidating even in outward appearance. Evaluation. A 12-meter-long body stretches across the highway like a dormant steel colossus. Its 5-meter-wide frame occupies the full width of the road, standing nearly 5 meters tall, comparable to a 2-story building. Ordinary pickups and off-road vehicles look like children's toys beside it. Rock crystal armor plates enclose it with imposing bulk. This is no simple means of transport, but a mobile doomsday fortress roaming the highways. A calm female mechanical voice echoed. Beep. Great chariot owner. AI Xiao AI is at your service. Bai Chuan's excitement was palpable. Their ride had undergone a total transformation, and the world now lay open before them. Zhang Ling was equally astonished. Bai Chuan, how on earth did you manage all this? It's incredible. Bai Chuan brimmed with elation. Right now, they were the undisputed overlords of the land. Overcome with joy, he lifted Zhang Ling and spun her around. She was still caught off guard by the spectacle before she realized what was happening. Hey, what are you doing? Zhang Ling's cheeks flushed as she patted his arms. Bai Chuan set her down, laughing. Sorry, I just got too carried away. Zhang Ling understood his excitement. It's fine. I'm happy to. She looked over the 200 cubic meter interior space filled with complete home furnishings. To enjoy living conditions comparable to their old world inside a survival game felt extraordinary. Yet after the joy faded, a touch of loneliness settled over Zhang Ling. Bai Chuan noticed her strange mood. Something on your mind? It's getting late. We should get some sleep. Zhang Ling shook her head. Do you truly not mind? All of these things were earned by you. I only got to open treasure chests thanks to your good fortune. Bai Chuan understood. Self-doubt had crept into her thoughts. He hurried to reassure her. Why would I mind? We are teammates. I brought you into this world. How could I look down on you? These rewards belong to both of us. Without you, none of this would have come to pass. His plain, sincere words helped her calm her troubled heart. Tears of joy welled in Zhang Ling's eyes. Back on Earth, aside from her late foster mother, she had always been alone, bearing every hardship by herself. Now, in this doomsday survival world, someone had reached out to her. At first she had doubted whether it could be real, yet everything felt different now. Thank you, Bai Chuan. Before she could finish, Bai Chuan quickly waved his hands. Whoa, don't give me that nice guy speech. I didn't sign up to be some perfect hero. Let's just get to sleep. He hurried toward the bedroom, breaking the tender moment. Zhang Ling smiled softly as she watched him go. Thank you, Bai Chuan. Besides her foster mother, another person now held a place in her heart. Nothing disturbed them through the night. Dawn broke. Bai Chuan checked the time. 8 o'clock in the morning. Only 24 hours remained until the end of the new player protection period. Regional Chat Channel Zone 1 survivors remaining. 9,200/100, 005382. The new player protection period ends in 1 day. Is anyone nervous? 6981. Nervous? Humph, what's there to fear? I'm staying inside my vehicle. I've upgraded it to Tier 2. What can anyone do to me? 5039. Tier 2 vehicle means nothing. Death can still find you. 5938. Sounds like you're still stuck at Tier 1. I think the protection period is meant for us to upgrade our vehicles. Everyone's still at Tier 1, better hurry up. 3938. I'm still Tier 1. I thought Tier 1 would be enough. 7777. How have you survived this long? 9991. I already have a Tier 2 vehicle. Does anyone know what components are needed for a Tier 3 vehicle core? 6936. No clue. I've searched the trading market and cannot find a single trace of it. 9381. I guess beast cores will work well enough. Why chase a special core? On the desolate highway, Bai Chuan's massive fortress chariot stood out prominently. Bai Chuan sat in the driver's seat, leaving all driving duties to AI Xiao AI. Xiao AI, scan the surrounding environment. Beep. Ambient temperature, 38 degrees Celsius. Surface ground temperature, 80 degrees Celsius. Bai Chuan wore a calm expression. He had expected such scorching conditions. Temperatures had risen sharply since the first day, and would climb even higher once the new player protection period expired. Bai Chuan, should we make any special preparations? Zhang Ling's gentle voice sounded. Her original vehicle had been dismantled, and she kept its vehicle core inside her backpack. It would serve no purpose for their fortress chariot for now, so she stored it away. There is no need. We simply wait. Beep. A wooden treasure chest detected 3,000 meters ahead. All treasure chests Bai Chuan had encountered that morning were wooden grade. It seemed only wooden chests spawned at this stage. Their Tier 5 chariot possessed an auto-loot function. They no longer needed to step outside to collect chests. Xiao AI, handle things out here. I'm heading to the rear section. Beep, acknowledged. Bai Chuan upgraded every collected treasure chest, then handed them over to Zhang Ling. These chests are yours to open. Zhang Ling nodded. Got it. Go do what you need. I've got this. Bai Chuan walked over to the perpetual biosphere cultivation pod. At the moment it sat empty. He realized they had never looted any seeds. What good was farmland without seeds to plant? He searched the trading marketplace for seed listings. To his surprise, many were available. Cabbage, carrot, tomato, and more. Most sellers had little use for them. Their own vehicles lacked proper planting space and soil, so they chose to sell the seeds off rather than hoard useless goods. They held little hope of making sales, yet selling was better than letting them go to waste. Bai Chuan bought every seed he found: potatoes, tomatoes, cabbages, and others. He held the seeds in hand, unsure how to begin planting. He had no farming experience. A translucent blue system prompt appeared before him. Begin planting? Before planting, Bai Chuan did what he always did. Upgrade, upgrade, upgrade all of these. Ding. Potato seed upgrade successful. Potato seed, premium potato seed, wasteland resistant potato seed, high yield source potato seed quality. Blue tomato seed, cultivated tomato seed, tough skin tomato seed, eternal honey fruit tomato seed quality. Blue. Cabbage seed, dense heart cabbage seed, cold resistant green essence cabbage seed, evergreen jade cabbage seed quality. Blue plant. At his command, the seeds lifted off his palms and buried themselves in the soil. Maturity countdown timers appeared. These blue quality crops required roughly 1 full day to ripen. Such a short growth cycle was made possible by the cultivation pod's accelerated ripening function. Perpetual biosphere cultivation pod greatly accelerates crop growth cycles. Fresh vegetables would now be readily available whenever they wanted. As Bai Chuan wondered what else they could grow, Zhang Ling called out to pull him from his thoughts. Bai Chuan, look what I got. Zhang Ling ran over cheerfully holding several items, a bright smile on her face. Look, guns. She set the firearms into Bai Chuan's arms. Bai Chuan felt confused. All the chests he had opened himself mostly dropped survival and living supplies. Even without a luck-boosting talent, this imbalance felt strange. He examined the weapons: pistols, submachine guns, a sniper rifle, and grenades. He looked toward Zhang Ling, who smiled back at him. Bai Chuan hefted the Desert Eagle, thoroughly fascinated. Few men could resist holding real firearms. Upgrade. Ding. Desert Eagle upgrade successful. Desert Eagle Sharp Edge, Desert Eagle Armor Piercing, Desert Eagle Meteor Fall, Desert Eagle Quality. Purple. Submachine Gun Rapid Fire MP5 Barrier Breaking MP5 Meteor Gale MP5 Quality. Purple Sniper Rifle Long Range Sniper Rifle Armor Piercing Sniper Rifle Meteor Strike Sniper Rifle Quality. Purple Fragmentation Grenade Amplitude Blast Grenade Shock Burst Fragmentation Grenade Meteor Blast Grenade Quality. Purple. Bai Chuan smiled in satisfaction. These firearms possessed infinite ammunition with cooldown restrictions, while the grenades remained single-use consumables. Seeing his strength keep growing, he could finally afford to relax a little in this survival game. Here, take this gun. Bai Chuan handed the Galewind MP5 over to Zhang Ling with a smile. This, you're just giving it to me? But I've never fired a gun before. Zhang Ling was taken aback, especially since her upgraded stats were absurdly high. It's fine. I've got an idea for you to try. You have the great fortune talent, and I suspect it can work with firearms too. That does sound plausible. Let's go test it out together. Right after speaking, Zhang Ling grabbed Bai Chuan's arm and hurried toward the front of the vehicle. They reached the front of the chariot and scanned their surroundings. The vehicle was speeding along, so the desert sand cats chasing them could not catch up. Bai Chuan glanced over the pack of sand cats and nodded. That one there. 600 meters away, the targeted sand cat twitched briefly, then kept sprinting in pursuit. Zhang Ling raised the Galewind MP5 and aimed at the beast. Oblivious to what was coming, the sand cat snarled and drooled as it chased the chariot. Rat-a-tat-tat-tat. Fire spat from the muzzle. Even though Zhang Ling's stats far exceeded ordinary humans, she had no firearms training and was firing from long range. Yet every bullet struck vital points on the sand cat. The rounds seemed to home in on their target. Bai Chuan could clearly see Zhang Ling was not aiming for critical spots, but the bullets hit them anyway. The great fortune talent truly lived up to its reputation. Thankfully, Zhang Ling was on his side. If she had been an enemy, she would have been incredibly tough to deal with. Some distance away, inside an off-road vehicle, Pan Song shook his tingling arm. His backpack held hundreds of pieces of sandcat meat and several beast cores. He panted softly and smiled at his own kill count. All of these were his trophies. He glanced at the system-displayed time, and his smile faded into a heavy expression. Back on Blue Star, he had not been alone. Apart from his late wife and parents, only his 80-year-old daughter had stayed by his side. This was already the third day since the transfer. The mechanical announcement from the day they were transported still echoed in his mind. He had been working at a gym when the survival game announcement played. At first he thought it was a joke, but the steadily counting down timer made him realize something was terribly wrong. The voice had said that anyone under 18 or over 50 would be placed in cryogenic stasis, with new arrangements to be made once the newbie protection period ended. His daughter was only 8. Tomorrow she would be teleported to his location. If he died, Yin Yin would be sent off to some trial. Pan Song would never let that happen. No child could possibly survive such a trial. He checked the regional player count. Only 9,000-odd people remained out of the original 10,000, and this was while the newbie protection period was still active. Some had simply failed to adapt to this brutal survival reality. But survival was survival. He had to stay alive and thrive for his daughter. He looked at his second-tier off-road vehicle, reinforced with self-installed anti-collision beams, plus plenty of meat rations. His gear was far better than most players. Pan Song opened the player market and saw the green-tier water Bai Chuan kept listing. Ever since Bai Chuan obtained the spring source, he had a nearly unlimited supply of water to sell. To prevent hoarding, Bai Chuan set a purchase limit of 10 portions per person. Prices stayed reasonable, requiring basic meat rations plus 10 survival coins. On day 1, most players could not afford the cost, but anyone who had survived until now had accumulated some resources. Bai Chuan, a decent young man, wanted to save as many people from Blue Star as he could. Having lived 2 lives, he believed one should live with a clear heart. However, anyone who slandered or insulted him in regional chat got blacklisted and lost buying privileges. Pan Song traded sand, cat meat for his maximum 10 portions of water. His stats had risen several times already. On the second day, he drew a 5-day instance, and combined with today's stat bonuses, 8 days had passed in total. He had drunk 8 portions of water and gained 8 stat points. Pan Song Human Tier, 1 Strength, 13 plus 3 Agility, 10 plus 2 Constitution, 13 plus 2 Spirit, 10 plus 1. Time flew by. Players across Region 1 scrambled to gather supplies. No one knew what would happen once the newbie protection period expired, but everyone assumed it would not be good. No one dared slack off. Region 1 was fortunate. Most players had bought Bai Chuan's water, which many called healing potions. With this resource, players dared to fight beasts and improve themselves, greatly raising their odds of survival. Many players who had escaped death felt deep gratitude toward player number 1. Few others would offer help in such desperate times. As survivors voiced their thanks, tiny firefly, like points of light, drifted unseen from above their heads, streaming toward Bai Chuan. The lights were still too faint to trigger any noticeable effect, but perhaps someday they would. Night fell. Bai Chuan drank from his spring and felt a strange shift sweep through his body, different from the familiar warm stat boost. Bai Chuan human tier, 2 strength, 160 excluding equipment constitution, 60 plus 5 agility, 65 plus 5 spirit, 70 plus 5 class. None. Description: having advanced to tier 2, your body has undergone a transformation. You possess a passive suppression effect against ordinary creatures below tier 2, reducing their stats by 10%. Evaluation: we're all living beings. I never planned to completely outclass them. Over the days spent in instances, he had gained many stat points. Excluding the first day instance rewards, he had received 4 batches of bonuses, adding 20 stat points in total. Bai Chuan stared at the class entry on his panel in surprise. There are even classes? Ding. Detected: you are the first player in this region to reach tier 2. The level leaderboard has been unlocked. Would you like to hide your name? The rank: 1 player is granted this privilege. No, Bai Chuan had originally planned to lie low and observe, suspecting hidden powerful players in Region 1. But 3 days had passed, and no one else had earned the tier 2 achievement. Now it was time to stop holding back. Ding. A player in this region has reached tier 2. The regional level leaderboard is now active. Level leaderboard: Region 1 rank 1. Bai Chuan tier 2 rank 2. Zhang Ling tier 1 rank 3. Yi Qinxing tier 1 rank 4. Shi Yuan tier 1 rank 5. Zhou Yunma tier 1 rank 6. Pan Song tier 1 rank 7. Xia Yao tier 1 rank 8. Wu De tier 1 rank 9. Lin Xian tier 1 rank 10. Long Outyin tier 1. Region 1 chat channel: remaining players 9200/100 003981. What the heck? A level leaderboard? I'm tier 1 too. Why am I not on it? 5938. Probably based on total stat points. Too bad we can't see Bai Chuan's stats. 1123. Holy hell, someone's already tier 2. How high are their stats? 1234. No need to guess. Rank 1 is player number 1. Nobody else could sell those potions non-stop. 1343. Exactly. Big shot revealed. From all the web novels I've read, later we'll probably interact with other regions, and I'm sure we'll win. 1737. Does anyone know how many stat points are needed for tier 2? 1113. No clue, but the big shot definitely knows. It's only day 3 and he's tier 2. Apart from beast meat, we only have his potions to raise stats. 5939. Beast meat gives tiny bonuses over long-term eating. I've got tons of sand, cat meat, and barely saw any improvement after 3 days. 99.99. We rely on the big shot's potions. I think these 3 newbie days are meant for upgrading vehicles. 8668. Damn, night's falling. Tomorrow the newbie protection period ends. What's going to happen? 766. Tonight is eerily quiet. No beasts, not even the big cats. What's going on? 865. Get ready and sleep. If you have family members coming, fight hard, otherwise. That night, Bai Chuan lay in the driver's seat, not overly worried about tomorrow. If even his 5th tier chariot could not keep him safe, then everyone else was doomed. Bai Chuan, want some food? I cooked a few dishes. Zhang Ling walked over holding plates and smiled at him. Wow, you can cook. Bai Chuan was surprised. Few young people these days knew how to cook. Back on Blue Star, he had always ordered takeout. By the way, when your relatives arrive after the newbie protection period ends tomorrow, you can stay here in... No need. Zhang Ling cut him off hastily. I don't have any family. I grew up in an orphanage. Bai Chuan trailed off, caught off guard by her answer. My bad, I didn't know. It's fine. I've gotten used to it. Zhang Ling answered calmly, though a flicker of loneliness crossed her eyes. Bai Chuan looked at her gently. If you don't mind, treat this place as home. We'll face this survival game together. Zhang Ling froze. Home. That word had felt distant for a very long time. Thank you. I'd love to call this home. She smiled, her eyes crinkling. Bai Chuan grew a little flustered and looked away. It's dark out. We should get some sleep. Sure. Let's finish eating first. Bai Chuan had a strange feeling about her reply, but brushed it off as overthinking. He would find out soon enough whether his hunch was right. After showering, Baichuan lay comfortably in bed. With his chariot and ample supplies, he no longer needed to rush every minute. He pondered what tomorrow would bring. Would beast numbers surge? Would temperatures spike or plummet? Whatever lay ahead, he felt confident he could cope. He was drifting off when someone tapped softly at his door. Zhang Ling's nervous voice came through. Baichuan, are you there? Open up. I need to talk to you. Confused why she was awake so late at night, Baichuan replied. All right, one moment. He opened the door and saw Zhang Ling in cartoon-themed pajamas, clutching a pillow, head bowed, stammering without getting to the point. Before he could ask what was wrong, she blurted out something he never expected. I'm afraid of the dark. Huh? Baichuan was completely dumbfounded. He wondered how she had gotten through the previous night. Before he could collect his thoughts, Zhang Ling pushed him into the room and slammed the door shut. Baichuan had considered romantic possibilities, but it felt far too soon after they had met. He was about to speak when Zhang Ling darted over to his bed and crawled under the covers. Hurry over here. I'm scared. Baichuan lay down beside her. Nothing happened for a while, and he wondered if he had misread the situation. Then Zhang Ling leaned against him. Thank you, Baichuan. He wrapped his arms around her, offering comfort in the quiet night. Dawn broke. Baichuan held the still, sleeping Zhang Ling and checked the time. 7:37 in the morning. 30 minutes remained until the newbie protection period ended. Fortunately, their enhanced stats let them function on very little rest. Zhang Ling stirred awake and stared at him. You're up. Want to sleep a little longer? Her face flushed red as she recalled the events of the night before. Thanks to their boosted physiques, they could go multiple days without proper rest. They tidied themselves up, went to the driver's seat, ate breakfast, and waited. 5 minutes remained. Baichuan scanned their surroundings. Everything appeared normal. Xiao AI, move forward slowly and keep watch for threats. Understood. As the countdown in the sky hit 0, the familiar mechanical voice boomed across the world. Ding. The newbie protection period has ended. Those with family members, your loved ones will teleport to your location within 1 minute. Congratulations. You have drawn the next map, the Forgotten City. Region 1 and Region 2 are merging. Roads are no longer individual, instance-based. Good luck to all survivors. Countdown, 3 minutes. The hum echoed inside every player's head. Merged Region 1-2 chat remaining players. 16,267/20,0014482. What? Regions can merge? 14838. Anyone from Region 1 here? Tap 1 if you're from Longwa, tap 2 otherwise. 2288. No need. We're all Longwa folks. Why is your player count so low? 12813. You Region 1 people got lucky. You still have over 9,000 survivors. 15443. Look, the level leaderboard is still active. 13849. Whoa. All top spots are Region 1 players. 2783. Don't you have leaderboards too? 13899. Our stats barely increased. When we first arrived, the temperature was only 7 or 8 degrees. Lots starved to death. 11111. You there, Baichuan. Hand over your power, up method. If you don't, watch out when I run into you, huh? 3588. Who do you think you are? You're not even on the leaderboard and you threaten Baichuan? Get real. 5112. Well said. Some people need to be put in their place. I could take you on with one hand tied behind my back. 21. This is Yi Qinxing from Region 1, former garrison officer of Yangqing Military Command. Baichuan is our hero. Without his supplies, Region 1's losses would match Region 2's. I call on all former service members. Deal firmly with anyone who threatens or slanders him. 578. Yes. 289. Yes. 13342. Yes. Page after page of identical replies shocked many readers. 4828. There's actual former military among us. We have hope. 15766. Oh my god. Region 2 players check the market. Those boosting waters are available now. 14839. 10 portions max per person? I can only afford 5. The 3-minute countdown finished. They arrived at the Forgotten City. A flash of white light replaced the endless desert. Before Baichuan stretched a ruined metropolis. Collapsed high, rises strangled by strange vines, toppled street lamps, abandoned wrecked vehicles littered the roadside. Storefronts stood deathly silent. The streets were eerily empty of living creatures, though asphalt roads glistened with patches of green liquid. Xiao AI, scan the surroundings. Understood. Beep. Detected 577 Tier 1 aliens, large numbers of Tier 1 zombies, and Tier 1 strange vines distributed throughout buildings. Aliens, Zombies, and Vines. By Chuan's scanner showed monsters hiding inside buildings, seemingly biding their time. Race. Alien Tier. 1 Strength, 20 Constitution, 25 Agility, 5 Spirit, 5 Evaluation. Lethal for ordinary humans. Avoid fighting alone. Cooperate with teammates against one. If you meet 2, pray for luck. Second Tier aliens may be nearby. Race. Zombie Tier. 1 Strength, 10 Constitution, 5 Agility, 8 Spirit, 0 Evaluation. If you spot 1 zombie, do not get complacent. A large horde is likely nearby. Race. Strange Vine Tier. 1 Strength, 5 Constitution, 50 Agility, 0 Spirit, 20 Evaluation. Possesses intelligence comparable to a 5-year-old child. Once you spot it, make sure it does not spot you. That vine has 50 Constitution. That will be extremely tough for ordinary people to handle. Beep. 2 Black. Iron, ranked chests detected nearby. Xiao AI's report pulled by Chuan back from his thoughts. Black, iron ranked chests? Not only monsters, treasure chests have also been upgraded. Ding. Black, iron, ranked chest upgrade complete. Black, iron, ranked chest golden, ranked chest. Wow, the treasure chest has been upgraded from wood to black, iron. By Chuan, leave this chest to me. Zhongling took the treasure chest. Faint light rippled across her body. Her great luck trait was activating. Once the chest swung open, Bai Chuan smiled at what he saw. Gene Enhancement Potion ×2 rare quality. Yellow Vehicle. Mounted Rocket Launcher ×1 quality. Yellow Class Card. Gun Soul Class Card. Chanting Buffer. Upgrade everything. Ding. All items have been successfully upgraded. Primal Gene Essence Quality. Orange Effect. Shatter Human Bodily Limits. Unlock Ancient Genetic Potential. Plus 120 to all attributes. Grants complete immunity to all poisons. Evaluation. I'd call this overpowered. Meteor, Blast Vehicle, Mounted Rocket Launcher Quality. Orange Effect. Warheads combine armor, piercing, and large-scale area of effect detonation. Built in target locking for tracking moving foes. Unlimited ammunition for 1 continuous hour of fire. Can kill targets below rank 4. Cooldown, 1 hour. Evaluation. I hunt enemies. No one gets to hunt me. Class Card. Gun God Effect. Overall combat power increased by 50%. 30% damage reduction. Current rank 2. Unlocks Gun Soul to fight alongside you. Evaluation. I will take your head. Class Card. Array Master Effect. Allows deployment of 4 types of arrays. Strength, Constitution, Agility, and Spirit. Arrays can either buff or debuff creatures within their bounds. Higher rank lets you affect more targets. Plus 30% buff or minus 30% debuff. Evaluation. Shift between offense and defense? Call me the Array Master. Bai Chuan was utterly stunned. He had no idea classes could turn out like this. He immediately fitted the rocket launcher onto his vehicle. After a series of jolts, the combat vehicle transformed, sharp and menacing, ready to surge forward. Bai Chuan and Zhongling looked over the potion and class cards. Just as Bai Chuan was about to speak, Zhongling cut in. Husband, you make the call. These are yours to begin with. All right. Seeing his wife trust him without hesitation, Bai Chuan said no more. He handed the Array Master class card to Zhongling. He kept the Primal Gene Essence and the Gun God class card for himself. Zhongling was still a few days away from rank 2, so the Array Master card would have to be set aside for now. Bai Chuan nodded toward Zhongling, then drank the Primal Gene Essence in one gulp. He could feel every cell in his body thrumming with new vitality. Bai Chuan Human Rank. 3 Strength. 280 excluding Equipment Constitution. 190 Agility. 190 Spirit. 195 Class. Gun God Skill. Gun Soul with a thought. A brilliant crimson spear materialized in his hands, and its stats flooded into his mind. Scorching Sky, forged spear-bound weapon, cannot be seized. What a magnificent spear. The weapon felt as though it had been forged exclusively for him. Along with unlocking the Gun God class, decades of spear combat experience poured straight into his mind, as if he had lived through every battle himself. Ding. Class unlocked. Achievement Class Pioneer obtained. Hide your name? No. Ding. Congratulations Bai Chuan for unlocking a class. Achievement Class Pioneer unlocked. A familiar robotic voice echoed in the minds of everyone across Zones 1 and 2. Regional Chat Zones 1 to 2 survivors. 16,257/20,000. 4783. No need to guess. It's that legend by Chuan cheating again. I'm sick of hearing notifications about him these past few days. 14839. Classes? This world keeps getting stranger. Beep. Detected 2 treasure chests. Too far away to collect. AI's voice pulled by Chuan back to reality. Too far? This forgotten city is truly dangerous. AI, stop the vehicle. Bai Chuan gave the order, then turned to Zhang Ling. I'll go take a look. Wait for me here in the car. Worry flickered across Zhang Ling's face, yet she nodded. Following him might slow him down. He was far stronger now. She needed to have faith in him. Bai Chuan walked down the empty street, the scorching sky, forged spear in his grasp. He stepped through a shattered entrance. A giant broken store sign lay on the ground, its paint long faded. He caught fragments of a brand name, something like Irma, likely a supermarket. The surface was smashed and most characters unreadable. From deep inside the supermarket came the sounds of fighting. Other survivors were still in there. Hurry! Strike its eyes right after its attack. That's its opening. Zhao San shouted, his voice tight with panic. At his shout, a young, determined looking teen seized the chance and swung a fighting axe downward. Roar! The monster screeched in agony, green blood oozing from its injured eye. Fang Shi pulled his axe free and leaped backward, a faint smile crossing his face. Watch out! Before Fang Shi could react, the monster's tail slammed into him. He crashed heavily into a wall. Though no vital organs were struck, he blacked out on impact. This is bad. A middle-aged man stared at the enraged beast, his expression grim. Zhao San, you and I hold it off. Li Chong, get to the treasure chest, quickly. Lin Gua, Min's tone was tense yet steady. Understood. 2 voices replied at once, one from Zhao San, the other from Li Chong. Li Chong sprinted toward the treasure chest. Zhao San gritted his teeth. Move in. Hold the line. Zhao San raised an anti-riot shield in one hand and gripped a military entrenching tool in the other, charging forward. Lin Gua, Min followed suit, also raising his shield to absorb the monster's fury. All 4 of them had consumed boosting potions, raising their base attributes. They would never have dared venture this far hunting treasure chests otherwise. Even so, encountering such a ferocious creature was a terrible miscalculation. The battle raged. Both men were barely holding on. Li Chong, grab the chest and get Fang Shi out of here. Lin Gua, Min grunted as he absorbed a brutal charge from the monster. We're clear. Glancing sideways, Zhao San spotted Li Chong fleeing with the treasure chest and the unconscious Fang Shi. Lin Gua Min retreat. Abandoning the fight, they turned and ran for the exit. Once they had put some distance between themselves and the monster and confirmed it was not chasing them, they allowed themselves to breathe. They took shelter inside a partially intact shop. Hurry, check Fang Shi's condition. Zhao San laid him flat on the floor and fed him a healing potion. Thankfully his injuries were not critical. Within 2 or 3 minutes, Fang Shi regained consciousness. This was my mistake. I shouldn't have pushed us this deep into the danger zone. Lin Guamin sounded guilty for he had proposed the expedition. A hand rested on his shoulder. No, you made the right call. In this survival game you have to take risks to stay alive and grow stronger. Count this as hard-won experience. We will just be more careful next time. Look, we're all still breathing. Zhao San smiled. The other 2 felt no regret. Once you stepped out into this world, life and death were your own responsibility. After a short rest, they moved cautiously downstairs. The surrounding streets lay deathly quiet. Without the lure of treasure, none of them would ever choose to confront such a monster. Li Chong saw nothing threatening on this floor and prepared to move on, but Zhao San grabbed his arm. He shook his head and pointed toward a pile of zombie corpses ahead, speaking in a hushed tone. Something is wrong. There weren't this many dead zombies when we first arrived. These bodies weren't here before. When they entered the building earlier, only scattered zombies had roamed outside the shops, which they had disposed of quietly without drawing attention. During their retreat, Zhao San had heard brief, chaotic footsteps from downstairs, which he had dismissed as stress-induced hallucination. They carefully examined the corpses. Every zombie's crystal core had been removed, and each body bore identical, clean killing wounds inflicted by bladed weapons. This was done by a person. Zhao San laid out his conclusion and told the others about the footsteps he had heard. A person? Are you certain, Zhao San? I am. No monster existing at this stage could slaughter so many without making massive noise. But who could kill this many zombies silently? That's almost superhuman. Li Chong exclaimed in awe. Zhao San's expression turned serious. If I had to guess, it's Bai Chuan. Bai Chuan? The top-ranked survivor? Are you serious? Forget debating this. We need to leave now. We don't know if he's benevolent or ruthless. Let us get away before he notices us. Lin Guamin urged. The group fled without looking back. Moments later, a deafening roar echoed from deep within the supermarket, making them flinch. They sprinted to their vehicle and drove away at top speed. These 4 survivors had been police officers back on Earth, old colleagues. Running into each other inside this deadly game had felt like incredible luck. Little did they know their paths had nearly crossed by Chuan's because their vehicle had parked close to his, hidden behind buildings so neither side had seen the other. Bai Chuan walked toward the supermarket's central area. He paid no mind to the 4 survivors who had just escaped. In this survival game, everyone bore responsibility for their own life and death. He twisted the crystal in his hand. Unlike ordinary white zombie crystals, this abomination's crystal was slightly larger and tinted red. Ding. Zombie crystal detected. Zombie crystal rank 1 effect. Slight probability of +1 to a random attribute upon consumption. Guaranteed +1 attribute after consuming 10 crystals. No effect for rank 2 and above. Ding. Abomination crystal detected. Abomination crystal rank 1 effect. Grants a guaranteed +1 to a random attribute upon consumption. No effect for rank 2 and above. Finally, something useful from this survival game. The danger has grown, but opportunities belong to those who are prepared. Bai Chuan stored the newly found treasure chests in his backpack and set off back toward his vehicle. Regional chat zones 1 to 2 survivors, 16,000/20,000. 18383. Damn it, zombies showed up out of nowhere. I ran for my life and barely escaped. 18348. Guess what we ran into? Creatures that never existed on Earth. 21. This is Yi Chen-Xing, garrison commander from Yangqing, Dragon Nation. Attached are data images of abominations and zombies. Everyone be warned. Do not engage them unless you possess sufficient strength. Stats do not work through simple addition. 20 strength is far more than 2 people with 10 strength working together. Prioritize your survival. 383. Whoa. An actual military officer. How did you manage to kill one of those things? 4938. He's an officer for a reason. He must have brought firearms from Earth. Look at the bullet wounds on the abomination in the picture. 4399. Fair point. Can't argue with that. 13882. Does the zombie bite carry infection? Anyone willing to test it? I'll reward you a huge sum. 4829. A huge sum of what? Don't tell me it's worthless ghost money. The chat channel buzzed with endless discussion. Bai Chuan wondered where so many people found the energy to keep typing messages. He pushed the thought aside and arrived beside his combat vehicle. Dozens of zombie corpses littered the ground around the vehicle. AI had already automatically collected all the crystal cores. Bai Chuan nodded in satisfaction. As he opened the automatically closing door, a pink-clad figure threw herself into his arms. It was Zhongling Bai Chuan. Her voice trembled with worry. Afraid of being a burden, she said nothing further and simply held him tight. Bai Chuan had not expected such a warm greeting after such a short separation. I'm fine. Let go for a moment. I have items that can help you raise your power. He patted her back gently. Realizing she had let anxiety get the better of her, Zhongling pulled back, cheeks flushed. I made your favorite food. Let's eat first. She pushed her worries aside and happily tugged him toward the dining area. All right. AI, keep moving forward. Report if anything happens. Bai Chuan gave instructions while being pulled along. He glanced at the table. Stir-fried pork kidneys, garlic roasted oysters, chive egg stir-fry, and a lavish spread of nourishing dishes filled the surface. Wow, this is quite the feast today. It's nothing special. Stop talking so much and eat. Zhongling spoke with forced composure and promptly handed him a plate of food. Bai Chuan stared in surprise at the abundant spread. On another stretch of highway, a white rank, 2 Mercedes sped forward. Inside sat a strikingly cold beauty woman and her younger sister. The elder was Gu Qing, and the younger was Gu Yan. Back on Earth, their family had been comfortably well off. Gu Qing, a medical doctoral candidate, had been pulled into this world. She had one piece of good news and one piece of bad news. The good news. Her sister had been 1 day short of turning 18 when the teleportation struck, so she had been placed in cryogenic stasis rather than thrown into the game immediately. The bad news. Their parents, not yet 55, had also been transported early. Only now had Gu Yan been released and reunited with her older sister. Sister, what should we do? Gu Yan asked anxiously, careful not to distract Gu Qing from driving. Don't worry. With me here, we will get through this. Just sit tight and trust me. Gu Qing replied calmly. Gu Yan understood her sister was trying to comfort her. She felt like a burden, yet unbeknownst to her, she had awakened an A-rank talent, while Gu Qing only possessed a B-rank talent. Night fell. Gu Qing pulled the car over beside the highway. She took 2 packs of instant noodles from her backpack, prepared them, and handed one to Gu Yan. Are we safe stopping here? Gu Yin glanced nervously at the dark, silent buildings surrounding them. Fear was inevitable. We'll be fine. I have a B-rank talent called Healer's Compassion. It will keep us safe from serious injury. Here. Gu Qing gave her sister a stat-boosting potion, a soft smile crossing her cool features. A talent? Sister, I also awaken one. It's A rank, Freezing Frost. Gu Yin said excitedly. At last she would no longer be a burden. What? You have an A-rank talent of Freezing Frost. Gu Qing grabbed her sister's wrist in shock. Amid this cruel survival game, this was truly wonderful news. That's fantastic. Tomorrow we will test it out. My healing paired with your offensive power, nothing can threaten us. Infected by her sister's joy, Gu Yin smiled as well. Thud thud thud. Knocking sounded against the car doors, mixed with gurgling, inhuman moans. Zombies. Gu Qing's cheerful mood vanished. She checked the vehicle durability. It still sat above 90%, taking damage slowly. The car can hold them off. But we are parked, and all windows are covered with cloth. How did we draw so many? Just terrible luck? She kept her voice steady and checked whether Gu Yin was terrified. Yet Gu Yin remained calm, her talent seemingly steadying her nerves. I can try using my talent. Gu Yin crossed her hands over her chest. Pale blue light glowed in her eyes. Absolute freeze. A sphere of ice wrapped the entire Mercedes, masking its presence. Any zombie touching the outer layer froze solid, immobilized, or killed. The feat drained Gu Yin completely. She gasped heavily yet beamed proudly at her sister. Sister, look. Don't overexert yourself. Let me heal you first. Gu Qing interrupted her quickly and channeled power toward her. Soft emerald light flowed from her palms into Gu Yan's body. Gu Qing's expression turned heavy. She hated feeling unable to fully protect her younger sister and swore to grow far stronger. Moments of genuine warmth such as this were rare inside the cruel survival game. Elsewhere, other survivors inside vehicles fought off zombie hordes manually. Their cars held firm, and survivors stabbed outward through narrow window slits. Regional chat zones 1 to 2 survivors, 16,000/200, 002838. Anyone brave enough to drive ahead and hunt treasure chests? 3848. Go risk your own life. Driving at night draws swarms of monsters. Haven't you figured that out? 13888. You're all cowards. I'm driving right now and haven't seen any monsters. Zombies. Just minor obstacles in my way. 14858. Wow, you're something else. Dare honk the horn and rev the engine for us to hear. 2838. Right. This isn't Earth. No noise disturbance rules here. 8283. Exactly. What's the point of daytime driving? Real courage means hitting the road after dark. Inside a sports car, a young man with dyed blonde hair named Han Feng smirked as he read the chat messages egging him on. He flicked his hair and scoffed to himself. Fools think I don't know about monsters. Let them talk. Can any monster catch up to my car? He pressed hard on the gas pedal. A loud engine roar echoed through the death-silent city. The car instantly accelerated, leaving the zombies far behind, unable to catch up. On the group chat channel, 4828. Whoa, did you guys hear that? Sounds like a sports car. He's actually doing it. 11584. Isn't he afraid of monsters? This guy is insane. 3948. Go all in. Keep pushing deeper. 13888. Ha! Look at me. Nothing's happened. Those monsters are nothing but trash. Han Feng sneered. There were no special monsters on this highway, only ordinary zombies. Could they possibly catch him? While he was indulging in such thoughts, a massive creature suddenly appeared dead ahead of his vehicle, staring straight at him. Han Feng slammed on the brakes. The tires screeched. What the hell is this thing? The monster strode slowly toward him. It stood 4 meters tall at the shoulder and stretched 9 meters in length. It was the same type of creature that Yi Qinxing had encountered before, a xenomorph. Yet this specimen was far larger than the one Yi Qinxing had faced. Its bared fangs were big enough to swallow a whole human being. Han Feng's face turned pale with fright. Surrounding the leading xenomorph were many smaller ones, all fixated on him. He had never witnessed anything like this. Panicked, he tried to reverse, but the car was blocked and would not move an inch backward. Han Feng spun around. More xenomorphs had sealed off the rear of his vehicle. It's over. This can't be happening. Han Feng's mind went blank. He was completely trapped. His sports car could not shove these creatures aside. That's right, I still have my car. My vehicle is tier 2. I refuse to believe these monsters can destroy it. Ha ha, I'll just stay inside. So what if they've surrounded me? Han Feng laughed wildly at the xenomorphs, but he would soon pay for his overconfidence. The lead xenomorph let out a low growl, and the pack charged forward. Go ahead and ram. Let's see how you break my vehicle. Madness flickered in Han Feng's eyes. He failed to grasp how grave the danger was. Thud, thud, thud. His vehicle's durability dropped steadily at 5% per second. The whole car shook violently. No, my car. I can repair it. You cannot wreck it. Han Feng shouted in despair, yet his cries accomplished nothing. After a period of battering, the lead xenomorph growled once more. The attacking creatures halted and backed away. Ha ha ha. You see you cannot break it. Let's see who outlasts whom. There was clear unease in Han Feng's voice. He had already run out of materials to repair his vehicle. Before Han Feng could catch his breath, tremors rumbled through the ground. Bloodshot, bulging eyes stared at the alpha xenomorph. No, hold on. You have to hold on. Dawn is only minutes away. Please hold on. He glanced at his vehicle status. Durability stood at 40%. The giant creature tilted its head toward him. Driven to desperation, Han Feng yelled, I'll fight you. He jammed down the gas pedal. The badly damaged sports car let out one final dying wail and lunged forward. Disdain flashed in the lead xenomorph's gaze. As the car rushed in, its tail lashed out with brutal force. Bang, bang, bang. The sports car was totaled, its frame twisted into scrap metal, crumpled against nearby wrecked vehicles. At that very moment, Bai Chuan's combat vehicle was heading in this direction. He had also been driving through the night. Ding. Detecting Tier 2 xenomorphs 3,000 meters ahead. Awaiting orders. Eliminate all hostiles. Affirmative. Whoosh boom, whoosh boom, whoosh boom. Rockets have been fired. Dawn was merely minutes away. If Han Feng had endured a little longer, he might have survived or waited for Bai Chuan's rocket strike. But he got neither. Several streaks of fire arced across the quiet night sky, highly conspicuous. What is that? Am I hallucinating? Artillery fire. How is something like this even possible here? People within sight watched in shock. Boom, boom, boom. Flames lit up the area. The xenomorphs were caught completely off guard and reduced to debris. Deafening explosions rolled across the landscape. Survivors huddled inside vehicles heard the distant commotion, filled with confusion. On the group chat channel, 4488. Oh my God. Did everyone see that? Artillery shells. 14882. 666. Heavy-duty firepower has appeared. 4881. Can people actually summon gear like that? Bai Chuan paid no attention to the chat. He prepared to advance Zhang Ling's class. A burst of white light washed over her, and Zhang Ling's status panel shifted. Zhang Ling human rank. Tier 2 talent. Great fortune strength. 75 constitution. 71 agility. 73 spirit. 71 class. Array master skill. Shield array. Bai Chuan nodded in satisfaction. Once daylight arrived, he would take Zhang Ling out to explore. This was real life, not a virtual game. Raw stats alone were not enough. They arrived at a food mall, identifiable by its faded signboard. Whether any edible supplies remained inside hardly mattered anymore. Bai Chuan told Xiao AI to activate automatic defense mode and jump down from the vehicle. According to the scanner, 10 treasure chests lay within a 3-kilometer radius, including one brass-grade chest, their primary target. This was Zhang Ling's first real-world expedition, and nervousness showed on her face. Zombies in their path were eliminated one after another, failing to slow their advance. Meanwhile, on the other side of the food mall, run, little sister. Don't let them catch us. A look of urgency crossed Gu Qing's cool features. Her decent attribute values allowed her to keep fleeing with her younger sister. Damn, those women can run. Chase them. Whoever catches them gets to take custody. Ha ha ha. Thanks, Boss Lu. Boss Lu is generous. Lu Bo roared coarsely. Back on Earth, he had been a long-term convict. This apocalyptic world had given him a second chance at freedom, and he savored it. When the announcement of their transmigration played, he had jeered at his prison guards. After arriving in this world, armed with a pistol, he had gathered a gang of petty thugs as followers. Moments earlier, he and his men had spotted 2 strikingly beautiful women. They had also witnessed the pair unleash game-like supernatural abilities, stirring his desire to capture them. Smart enough not to rush in recklessly, his group waited until the 2 women grew fatigued before making their move. 10 minutes earlier, Lu Bo and his gang had set out hunting for treasure chests, sending underlings to deal with zombies. His pistol held only 7 bullets, so he conserved every shot. Boss, look over there. 2 stunning women. A yellow-haired subordinate called out excitedly. Lu Bo hurried over and saw them for himself. One woman could freeze zombies, while the other emanated green light from her hands, channeling some unknown power. Don't act rashly. We need them alive. Listen, here's the plan. Lu Bo whispered into the yellow-haired man's ear. The 2 snickered. Gu Qing and Gu Yan had just finished clearing nearby zombies and were about to collect crystal cores when the gang burst out from concealment. Lu Bo stood at the front, pistol in hand, grinning. "Ladies, care to get acquainted? I'm Lu Bo. You can call me Brother Lu." Gu Qing sensed serious trouble. "No interest. Let's go." She grabbed her sister and turned to leave. "Stop. You refuse polite offers, so we will use force. Capture them alive. Whoever apprehends them gets to take charge of them." Which brought them to the current chase. "Sister, I can barely keep running." Gu Yan's voice trembled with exhaustion. Fighting zombies had already drained half her stamina, and the long flight was wearing her down further. "Hold on just a little longer. They will lose our trail soon." Gu Qing was equally worn out. She had been continuously casting healing abilities for herself and her sister, while Gu Yan kept using her freezing talent to keep pursuers at bay. Shortly afterward, the sisters slipped inside a store. After a quick check confirming no zombies lurked within, they allowed themselves a moment of relief. "Here, drink these recovery potions." Gu Qing handed over 2 potions. After drinking, both sisters regained much of their strength. The gang had not followed them inside, seemingly having lost their trail. The 2 sisters breathed easy. Gu Qing surveyed the store. It was in disarray, ransacked, with discarded tableware scattered about. They climbed to the 2nd floor, expecting nothing more useful than what they had seen downstairs. Instead, they discovered 2 extraordinary items.